Starfleet, The Age of the Lords. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 51: Bombarding the Bay Family Starport. The battlefield ended immediately. It was a one-sided massacre. All T2 Black Bears were dispatched and began to clean up the battlefield. Bay Mushin, who was far away from the battlefield, looked at the storm fleet that was cleaning the battlefield with a livid face, his eyes filled with endless fear. A normal T3 star missile ship only has 200 to 300 launch silos. These two T3 star missile ships must have been modified. It is really scary to build 500 launch silos. Commander, the battle damage has been incurred. At this time, the adjutant on the side said cautiously, fearing that if he spoke loudly and offended Bay Mushin, he would definitely be taken out to take the blame. This was a common tactic used by big shots. Read it, Bay Mushin snorted coldly. With 5 rounds of interstellar missiles, the interception rate of the fleet was as high as 43%. The 400 T2 starships were almost completely destroyed, of which 37 were barely affected. 54 T3 starships fell, and our army was completely defeated. After the adjutant finished talking about the battle losses quickly and briefly, he took a step back and lowered his head slightly, giving Bay Mushin no chance to find fault with him. Bay Mushin knew in his heart that they were no longer able to fight anymore. If they continued to fight forcefully, they would only be wiped out. The Storm Fleet also had a mysterious T3 interstellar aircraft carrier flagship that had not yet been dispatched. Just 2 T3 starship missile ships are so powerful. God knows how powerful the T3 starship carrier will be. In the main control room of the Storm. Feng Mo sat on the captain's chair and said to Secretary Luka beside him, "Call the enemy's flagship communication video." "Yes," Luka responded, and then started operating on the main console. Half a minute later, Bay Mushin appeared in the video. Looking at the other party's livid face, Feng Mo felt a little funny. "I made 3 requests," the Bay family agreed, and the Storm Fleet turned around and left. First, 30 million star coins compensation is received. Second, 5 dark energy crystals. Third, make a federal agreement. The Bay family will not set foot in the Storm Galaxy in the future. As soon as Feng Mo finished speaking, Bay Mushin's face on the other side of the video became even more ugly, and he refused directly. "This is impossible. The Bay family promises not to step into the Storm Galaxy." The Bay family only has 3 dark energy crystals, plus 10 million star coins. Feng Mo slowly shook his head and said, "I'm not asking you to make any more conditions and treat you to a fireworks show. You are deciding whether to agree or not." After Feng Mo finished speaking, he hung up the video and ordered, "Luka, have the 2 T3 boxers prepare and give me 1,000 interstellar missiles to bombard the Bay family starport." At the Beijia starport, they learned that the eldest young master was negotiating with Feng Mo, and the planet's defense system was hidden. Facing a sudden 1,000 interstellar missiles, they only had time to conduct the first wave of interceptions. But it was completely unsatisfactory. The interception success rate was only a pitiful 32%, and all the starships in the starport were anxious to leave the starport. This has caused everyone to be crowded together. Most of the starships currently parked in the starport are supply ships and industrial ships. The main feature of this kind of starship is that it is expensive, and the cost is much higher than that of a destroyer. At this time, the entire Beijia starport was in chaos, especially when faced with the threat of death. Everyone was only focused on escaping for their own lives, and the scene became even more chaotic. Boom, boom, boom. The interstellar missile fell and completely ignited the entire starport. Explosions and people's screams came one after another. Most of the starships suffered secondary explosions. As the fire spread, it vaguely enveloped the entire starport. At this time, the civilians on the planet only saw the huge starport in the sky first making a violent explosion, and then a raging gas fire. When Feng Mo connected to Bay Mushin's video again, He looked at the red eyes on the other side of the video with endless resentment. Feng Mo could only smile lightly and said, "Do the Bei family agree to the 3 conditions?" Bei Mushin on the opposite side gritted his teeth and asked, "Do you know how many casualties the bombardment of the starport will cause? They are all innocent. You are committing evil." "Haha, your brother bombarded the resource planet FM001, causing hundreds of thousands of casualties. Isn't he committing an evil act? Now you talk to me about benevolence, justice and morality. What were you doing back then? Are you trying to excuse your brother again? Which of the crows is darker?" Feng Mo's words were so heartbreaking that Bei Mushin was speechless for a moment. "I don't have time to talk nonsense with you. I only have 2 choices, either agree to my 3 requests, or I will continue. I will give you 10 seconds to choose." "Okay, the Bei family has agreed. 30 million star coins will be transferred to you now. It will take the Bei family 3 days to collect the 5 dark energy crystals. They will be handed over to the Yunjian Chamber of Commerce at that time. I promise with the honor of the Bei family, Snow Eagle, the Bei family will not step into the Storm Galaxy in the future." Next, Feng Mo signed a federal treaty with Bei Mushin. With this treaty, he would not be afraid that the Bei family would default on their debts. These things were enough to be worth 1/3 of the entire Bei family's wealth. Especially the 5 dark energy crystals, which are extremely precious. Feng Mo wants to incorporate them into them when he builds the T4 flagship in the future. After the federal treaty was signed, Bei Mushin continued, "Can I give my brother back now? This elder brother is a good person and he still cares about his younger brother." But Bei Mushin's feelings were misplaced after all. "Brother, Bei Mulai, sorry, I might not go back yet." "Feng Mo, what do you mean? The Bei family has agreed to your 3 conditions, but you are unwilling to return your brother-in-law." "It's not that I don't want to return it, it's that Bei Mulai doesn't know where it is floating in the galaxy right now. I think I feel powerless to return it." Feng Mo had an expression like a little bear spreading his hands, and shrugged. "Feng Mo, you killed Mulai, the Bei family will not let you go." Bei Mushin roared crazily. Feng Mo said without caring at all, "It doesn't matter if you let me go, you and I are hostile anyway. But I'll give you a piece of advice from the Bei family, if you don't want to be exterminated, don't mess with me." Feng Mo said seriously, and then hung up the video. Regarding the Bei family, Feng Mo initially thought of eradicating the roots, but he really couldn't do it. This would be too much of a slap in the face of the Snow Eagle Empire. A behemoth like the Feng Empire is not something that a small interstellar lord like Feng Mo can fight against. To put it bluntly, he is still not strong enough and needs time to develop. Luca, inform Al to return to the Storm Galaxy. After Feng Mo finished speaking, he dialed Gu Jun's video chat. As soon as the video was connected, Gu Jun's laughter could be heard. "No, Mo, have you solved everything?" "It's all solved. I would also like to thank Uncle Gu and the uncles in the fleet. I will transfer 10 million star coins to you later. Just treat it like Mo and treat everyone to dinner to celebrate my victory." "You're just being polite, kid. It's Uncle Gu's duty to take care of you. If anything happens in the future, please contact me directly. As long as you don't break the bank, Uncle Gu can help you handle it." Although Gu Jun complained about Feng Mo, he actually smiled brighter. Who wouldn't like a nephew who can cause trouble? This time it was a mission in name only, but in fact they all understood what was going on. Although the soldiers under his command did not complain, of course they did not dare to complain, but as a superior, it is the right way to reward and punish. With these 10 million star coins, Gu Jun no longer has to pay out of his own pocket. This unspoken rule cannot be avoided. Although the amount given is not much, one cannot let others help in vain. Chapter 52, Invitation from the Elves. Storm Prime, Military Office. Feng Mo sat on the chair early and listened to Luca's report. "Sir, Commander, the FM001 resource planet has been repaired, and all casualty pensions have been paid to the workers. No one dares to be corrupt. In addition, the Storm Fleet ammunition has been replenished, and the starship maintenance and repairs have been completed. The fruits of the elf tribe's most precious tree of life have matured, The Queen wants to hold a banquet in 7 days. She invites you and the Bixi tribe chief to discuss the situation in the Storm Galaxy. Today is the 6th day after Feng Mo returned to Storm Prime. The artillery fire covered the Bei family fleet and the bombardment of the Bei family starport was widely circulated. As a result, no starship had dared to wander around Feng Mo's territory in the past few days. This is the benefit of having a reputation. Compared with Feng Mo, the Elf and Bixi tribes have not been doing well recently. A large number of fleets poured into the Storm Galaxy. They did not dare to provoke Feng Mo. But the Elves and Bixi tribes were unbearable. No, the Elf Queen took this time when the fruits of life were ripe and held a banquet to invite Feng Mo. She would definitely negotiate with him about the Storm Galaxy. Ilka obviously understood what was going on and asked tentatively, "Sir, how about I refuse it for you?" "No need. Tell the Elf Queen that Feng Mo will arrive on time." Feng Mo waved his hand and said, "If the Storm Galaxy could be resolved peacefully." He did not want to use force. This banquet was equivalent to a test to see how the two clans reacted to Feng Mo's entry into the galaxy. I also hope that these two tribes can understand something and not let him use violence. Then he will not be so easy to talk to. There is no way. Who let the Xinhuo system give such a task? Since the last time the annihilation of the Flame Thieves was completed, the task was refreshed the next day. Mission: Unify the Storm Galaxy. Be promoted to Earl. Reward: 1,500 points. T3 Red Horse Class Interstellar Supply Ship. The interstellar supply ship is very important for a complete fleet. It is the guarantee of long voyages and Star Wars. With the supply ship, Feng Mo has no confidence in conquering a large territory. And the point rewards are increasing. It only costs 2,500 points to redeem the T4 starship drawings. Now Feng Mo still has 2,200 points. After completing this task, he can start thinking about building a T4 starship. Besides, Feng Mo has also heard about the elf life fruit for a long time. It is said that it can strengthen the body and optimize genes, which is of great benefit to genetic warriors below level 3. On the main star of the Bei family, 6 days have passed since Feng Mo bombarded the starport of the Bei family. At this time, the atmosphere on the main star was extremely heavy. In the conference room. Sitting in the first seat is Bei Yanbing, the contemporary head of the Bei family, Marquis of the Snow Eagle Empire, and commander of the Bei family's T4 fleet. At this time, his eyes were like an eagle looking around, looking at the decadent appearance of each clan member, and his heart was filled with anger. But his face remained calm and calm. "Isn't it just a brat who destroyed hundreds of starships? It's just a starport. Why, you gave in." "My ancestors of the Bei family fought bloody battles in the universe to achieve today's glory. Now you have forgotten your ancestors. Do you have the spirit to move forward courageously?" Bei Yanbing's words hit everyone's hearts like a heavy hammer. Looking at the sad eldest son beside him, Bei Yanbing patted Bei Mushin's shoulder and continued, "The loss of hundreds of starships is nothing. Mu Chen, I will give you another T3 fleet." Then, Bei Yanbing looked around again and said slowly, "It doesn't matter if my son dies, I still have Mu Chen. I believe he won't let you down. But, my Bei family has suffered so much, so we can't just let it go. Do you understand?" After hearing this, Bei Mushin raised his head and revealed his reddish eyes, and said with some annoyance, "It's all my fault that the kid shouldn't have agreed to Feng Mo's last request. Now that the Bei family fleet can't enter the Storm Galaxy, how can we take revenge?" The middle-aged man sitting first on the right coughed lightly and said, "Who said you can't take revenge without entering the Storm Galaxy?" Feng Mo is the Viscount of the Yunshan Empire. It is difficult for us to target his territory in the Xianyun Galaxy, so we must either send the Bei family's secret agent into the Storm Galaxy or lure him out. However, luring Feng Mo out of the Storm Galaxy and setting up an ambush requires careful planning. After all, it has only been 6 days since he bombarded the starport. At this time, the Federation's actions against him will inevitably be opposed. This will only alert the snake, but the gain outweighs the loss. I heard that the Storm Galaxy is not peaceful at all recently. It is better to send Anzi to fish in troubled waters first. If nothing can be done, We can use the same method to lure Feng Mo out. He can use the federal task to dispatch the Bei family fleet. The Bei family is backed by Tanki Kiao. We can also use federal missions to lure Feng Mo out. The middle-aged man's words aroused the recognition of many Bei family members. Bei Yanbing, who was sitting at the head, smiled and nodded. I have contacted 2 adventurer T3 fleets, plus the T3 fleet controlled by Bei family Anzi, and provided them with a T4 class star destroyer, a T4 starship, and 3 T3 fleets can take down the Storm Galaxy in one fell swoop. If we change its name at that time, the Bei family will not break the contract, and they can also take over an entire galaxy as the Bei family's new base camp. That T4 resource planet should belong to the Bei family. At this time, Bei Mushin realized that his situation was too small. While he was thinking about how to take revenge, his father was thinking about how to swallow up the entire Storm Galaxy. After everyone left the conference room, Bei Yanbing could no longer suppress his anger. He smashed the entire table with a slap. The terrifying force formed a strong wind that blew Bei Mushin's clothes. Damn, Feng Mo, the hatred of killing my son is irreconcilable. If I don't avenge this hatred, I, Bei Yanbing, am not worthy of being the head of the Bei family. At this time, Bei Mushin understood again. He realized that his father's calmness and decisiveness just now were for outsiders to see. In fact, his father is also a flesh and blood person who will be sad for the death of his brother. At this moment, the image of his father gradually became fuller in Bei Mushin's eyes. 7 days passed in a flash. This time, Feng Mo did not make a big fuss when he went to the main star of the elves. There was only one starship, the Storm, and only the Li Kalezai sisters in terms of personnel. Now that the Storm Galaxy is in such a mess, he, the culprit, must keep a low profile. With the record of bombarding the starport, I believe that no one who is blind dares to offend him. The main planet of the elves is the best planet for life in the entire Storm Galaxy. Its planetary environment is comparable to that of the main planet of Xianyun, both of which are third-level life planets. The entire planet is planted with flowers, plants and trees by the elves. In the center of the planet, there is a giant tree planted more than 200 meters high. The lush canopy covers the elf royal court. There are no alien races on the main planet of the elves. There are 300 million elves living here. The population base is destined to make this race not occupy a high position among the interstellar races. In addition, both men and women of the elves are extremely handsome, and they have suffered persecution from many interstellar races. Elves, dwarves, succubi and other races are famous wandering races in the universe. Chapter 53 Elf Palace. Feng Mo also heard a terrible thing, but he didn't know whether it was true or not. It was said that races like elves, succubi, etc. were all raised in captivity by humans or some powerful interstellar races. A batch was harvested every once in a while and flowed into the market as slaves. As long as the seeds are immortal and they are given a stable life planet, they can harvest a batch in an average of 100 years. I don't know whether this statement is true or not, but Feng Mo believes that it is highly likely to be true. I don't know if human beings are also trapped by higher level beings. Feng Mo shook his head and put these strange thoughts behind him. There was still a tough battle to be fought. The Bixi tribe was notoriously fiery tempered. The storm was parked at starport number 1 on the Elf Prime. A beam of light fell, and Feng Mo took Lukolaxi out of the beam. The Lukolaxi sisters are now more and more beautiful in appearance, much plumper than when they were starving before. They are usually accompanied by 3 succubus beauties. Feng Mo is lying if he says he is not moved. It's just that I haven't found a good time to make a move. Anyway, sooner or later it's all yours, as long as you don't make a move at noon. You won't make a mistake. The lineup that greeted Feng Mo at the main starport was quite impressive. Standing at the top was a beautiful woman with a gorgeous disguise, wearing a crown, and her every move revealed 2 words, elegance. The temperament on his body is extremely charming. If a group of middle-aged uncles were here, they might become each other's licking dogs on the spot. Feng Mo is naturally no exception, but he can hide his desires very well. It's normal for people to have desires for beautiful things, it's just a matter of who can pretend. Feng Mo did this very well. He was dressed in the attire of a viscount of the Yunshan Empire, with an imperial emblem on his chest, and a family jade pendant representing the Feng clan leader hanging around his waist. He looked like a noble prince. Her aura was not inferior to that of the Elf Queen. Seeing Feng Mo approaching calmly, a flash of surprise flashed in the Elf Queen's eyes. No one could see her without being moved, unless that person was a eunuch. She knew this very well. Those lickings in the past gave her enough self-confidence, so she couldn't help but take a high look at Feng. He took 2 steps forward and came to Feng Mo. He stretched out his hands and gently held Feng Mo's right hand and said sincerely, "Welcome Viscount Feng Mo to the Elf Main Star. It is the time when the fruits of the Tree of Life on the Main Star are ripe. We specially invite the Viscount to come and taste them." The crisp voice lingered in Feng Mo's ears, making people feel extremely comfortable. Feng Mo nodded and withdrew his right hand after making slight contacts with the Elf Queen. It was a very extravagant move and not an advantageous move at all, which showed that the Viscount in front of him was not a flashy young man. After completely dispelling the doubts in her heart, the Elf Queen showed a smile that made all flowers eclipse, and said softly, "I also ask the Viscount to accompany me to the banquet." The Elf Queen used me naturally and did not use my queen's title, indicating that she placed herself under Feng Mo. This small detail was caught by Feng Mo, and his confidence in today's banquet increased a lot. It seems that Huakin, a young diplomat, has done a lot of things during this time, and the impression he left was very good. He went back to add chicken drumsticks to her. Along a flower path, everyone came to a train full of flowers, and took the train to the venue of tonight's banquet, the Elf Palace. Feng Mo stepped off the train, glanced at the ancient Tree of Life behind the palace, and then walked into the palace calmly, but there was a villain in his heart who kept bewitching him. "Mine, mine, everything is mine. This is a naturally formed treasure in the universe. It breeds countless planets throughout the universe. Among them, living planets have a chance of giving birth to various races and treasures. These treasures without exception have magical effects. This is also the reason why there are so many adventure fleets. Although becoming a genetic warrior can extend your life, it does not mean you will never die. They will also be killed by various sudden situations, and some of these treasures can be used for self-defense, some to extend life, some to increase genetic level, and some to have great power. No matter how long you live, everyone will die, so no one doesn't want to make themselves stronger, or even have eternal life. Technology is technology, and you are yourself. If he could control this ancient Tree of Life, it would mean that he could train his crew members in batches, improve their genetic levels, and strengthen himself. Feng Mo could even rely on the Fruit of Life to become a 3rd-level genetic warrior as soon as possible. Since the elves naturally love nature, they are not as noisy as human gathering places, let alone cold steel buildings. The entire elf palace is made of trees, and the entire palace is closer to nature. Feng Mo has not seen such a strange building for a long time. Given Feng Mo's status, the Elf Queen naturally had to receive him with the highest etiquette. At this time, Feng Mo slightly closed his eyes, and the fragrance of flowers filled his nostrils, making him feel relaxed and happy. After walking into the palace, the first thing you see is 2 rows of young and beautiful female elves. When you see Feng Mo, you bow slightly and whisper, "See Lord Viscount." Feng Mo smiled and nodded. It must be said that the appearance of the elves is still very impressive. Both men and women have extremely delicate facial features. No wonder the slaves of the elves are so popular in the Empire. Moreover, the elves who can be selected by the Elf Queen to receive distinguished guests are all the best among their clans. They are all tall and tall, with long, round legs looming under their robes. The 2 murderous weapons are breathtaking and highly ornamental. Under the leadership of the Elf Queen, we walked into the palace. The front hall was spacious and bright, and many rare varieties of green plants filled the entire front hall. The Elf Queen introduced Feng Mo to the first seat on the left. After Feng Mo sat down, he frowned slightly at the empty seat opposite him. Logically, the Bishi and the Elf tribe had something to ask of him, and the Queen of the Elf tribe received them personally, so the standard was sufficient. But the king of the Bishi tribe was late. Feng Mo came here on time, even accurate to the second. He had already sat down, But the king of the Bishi tribe had not come yet. There was something wrong. Thinking of this, Feng Mo slightly restrained his mind. Today's goal might be difficult to achieve. The queen of the elf looked at Feng Mo's slightly frowned brows and seemed to think of something. She felt a little sympathetic to the Bishi tribe, but also a little gloating. After all, the Bishi and the elf tribe were not friendly to each other. The previous alliance was because the two tribes had a common enemy. Now the elf tribe is ready to bet heavily, whether the Bishi tribe lives or not. She can't control it. Thinking of the Bishi king, she felt a little disgusted every time she saw his lustful look. He annoyed Feng Mo, and he deserved it. Please, forgive me, Lord Viscount. The main star of Bixi is quite far from the main star of the elves. I believe that King Bixi is rushing here at full speed. The Queen of the Elf did not forget to give King Bixi a look. Feng Mo understood after hearing this. He knew whether the main star of Bixi was far from the main star of the elves. The queen clearly had a purpose in saying this. Did the Queen of the Elf deliberately tell King Bixi the wrong time? No, she would not be so stupid. This is a stupid idea. With the intelligence of the Queen of the Elf, she would not do this. Then there is only one point. King Bixi did not take him seriously. How dare he do that? Did he think that he was not dying fast enough? Or did he have a backer? Chapter 54, Sudden Murder. While Feng Mo was thinking, a hearty laugh came from outside the palace. Big sister, I miss you so much. I'm here to see you. The elf queen frowned slightly when she heard this, looking adorable, and her eyes looked at the entrance of the palace with some sharpness. At this time, a figure walked into the entrance, and Feng Mo took a closer look. This person was wearing a dark green combat uniform, revealing dark blue skin, bald head, and the only facial features missing were the nose, but there were 3 small holes under each cheek. The whole person was 2 meters tall and as strong as a bear. As King Bixi walked, he looked around with his eyes, domineering and majestic, like a king inspecting his territory. He saw what it meant to be arrogant and domineering this time. Looking at King Bixi's arrogant appearance, Feng Mo narrowed his eyes slightly, and a hint of murderous intent flashed across his face. He was considering whether to kill him here. Although the Elf Queen and King Bixi were level 3 Gene warriors, Feng Mo had T3 obsidian combat armor, and was not afraid of them at all and was 70% sure to kill them. However, after thinking for a moment, Feng Mo restrained his killing intent and sat calmly, as if everything had nothing to do with him. Feng Mo's killing intent was released and retracted in just a moment. But the 2 people present were leaders of the tribe and had experienced many battles, so how could they not feel it? King Bixi's ferocious face could not help but show a strange smile, and the whole person looked at Feng Mo and said, I guess this is Viscount Feng Mo. Bixi is late. Please forgive me, Viscount. There is no way. My tribe is poor, and the performance of the starship is much worse than the Viscount's fleet. It is normal to be late, right, Viscount? After speaking, he laughed again, and his face became more ferocious. Feng Mo did not move at all at this time, just quietly looking at King Bixi. For a while, the scene was a little awkward. After another 3 minutes, the sly smile on King Bixi's face was gone, and the whole person exuded a fierce aura. At this time, Feng Mo smiled lightly and said, Since this lord bombarded the Bay family of Snow Eagle, you are the first one who dared to provoke like this. Very good. Guess who is behind you? The Bay family of Snow Eagle, the Kiao family of Danqi, or the Yun Shanzhong family? Or is it a combination of these 3 families? I'll give you a chance. Kneel down and crawl over to Kowtow now. When this lord is satisfied, when you get up, you can live, otherwise you will die. As soon as Feng Mo finished speaking, the whole person burst out with a strong killing intent. The Li Kalazi sisters behind him held their waists with both hands and bowed slightly, obviously ready to attack at any time. For a while, the scene was tense, 1 against 3. King Bixi was a level 3 Gene warrior, facing 3 level 2 Gene warriors, with an infinite advantage. But Feng Mo's identity and the power behind him really made him afraid. Once you move this person, you may face a catastrophe the next day. There have been many fights within the Xinghai Human Federation for many years, but it is rare to hear that an Imperial noble was killed by an alien race. Killing an Imperial noble of the Federation without permission will arouse the anger of the entire Federation, especially for nobles like Feng Mo who have many backgrounds. For a small tribe like them, it is a taboo. Feng Mo can be insulted and scolded, but not killed. However, thinking of the promise of the people behind him, King Bixi felt that he was fine and scolded. You are just a junior of the second-level Gene Warrior. I call you Lord Viscount. Don't really think of yourself as a person. Before King Bixi finished speaking, Feng Mo pounced on King Bixi like a sharp arrow. During the process of moving, the T3 obsidian-level combat armor covered his whole body, holding two swords in both hands, and slashed down directly. Facing Feng Mo's sudden attack, King Bixi was a little surprised, but after seeing the black armor emerging on him, a trace of fear appeared on his face, but it did not affect his body movements. The huge body of King Bixi flexibly rolled to the right, barely avoiding the sword in Feng Mo's hand, and then flexibly retreated more than 10 meters. Bang! Feng Mo's two-handed sword did not hit King Bixi, but chopped the ground. Wood chips flew, and made a deafening sound. The recoil force was offset by the battle armor. Feng Mo took the initiative in this attack, and with the increase of the battle armor, ordinary level 3 Gene warriors could not dodge it. And King Bixi was not only able to dodge, but also retreated 10 meters in the first time. It seems that he has touched the threshold of level 4. Since he is a quasi-level 4 Gene warrior, Feng Mo will not continue to use cold weapons. Today, I killed you because of your own mouth. It has nothing to do with who is behind you. I don't want to know who is behind you. As soon as Feng Mo finished speaking, the armor on her shoulders flipped open, revealing the dense micro-missiles inside. This scene made King Bixi's scalp numb. The elf queen who was watching the battle on the side didn't care about being elegant and shouted, "Quick, everyone evacuate the palace." Then, he hid in a corner and looked at Feng Mo in combat armor. A hint of intoxication flashed in his eyes. If there were professionals with rich dog training experience present, they would definitely recognize that this elf queen had a strong Simu attribute. Well, I can't say anything about the next step. Feng Mo fired 50 micro-missiles from his left shoulder, and the missiles with tail flames seemed to have their own aiming and shot at King Bixi. At this time, King Bixi was already numb. When he saw the combat armor on Feng Mo, there was no fighting spirit in his eyes, and there was only fear. To put it bluntly, this thing has never been owned by anyone in the Storm Galaxy before. It is a rare item, the memory metal, and it is almost non-existent on the market, and only the federal military has it in stock. The reason why King Bixi knows about combat armor is because he once saw that the old King Bixi's family was killed by a human wearing combat armor. Otherwise it would not be his turn to succeed. The raw materials of the battle armor that Feng Mo wore were converted into about 400,000 star coins. Just the cost. If the market price is 3 times the cost, it would be 1.2 million star coins. This is enough to buy a T4 star destroyer. Price. Facing the whizzing micro-missiles, King Bixi concentrated on dodging, running wildly in the empty palace, making temporary turns, or looking for cover, and even removed the palace gate to resist the micro-missiles. Boom boom boom. Micro-missiles exploded one after another in the palace. After all the micro-missiles were finally detonated in a special way, King Bixi, who was covered in wounds, quickly knelt down to Feng Mo and shouted, "Sire, save my life. I will be useful. It will be of great use." "Oh, what's the use?" Feng Mo said coldly. "Sir, I know a big secret. Snow Eagle's Bay family has organized 3 fleets, including T4 starships. They want to take over the entire Storm Galaxy and monopolize the resource planet P459. This is indeed big news." King Bixi was right. He is indeed useful. After hearing this, Feng Mo continued to ask, "Do you know where their fleet is hidden?" King Bixi's eyes flickered and he dodged slightly. Feng Mo was confused. He tapped his fingers slightly, and 5 rays of lavender light shot out, directly piercing King Bixi's forehead and chest. Before he could react, King Bixi only had time to open his eyes wide, and the expression of surprise on his face disappeared. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, It means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelist. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We are waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 55, The Surrender of the Elves. The last weapon Feng Mo used was a weapon he developed by fusing dark energy crystals, called a finger cannon. This kind of finger cannon is much more powerful than micro-missiles, especially its penetration. Feng Mo once conducted tests and found that the finger cannon can easily penetrate the hull armor of the Storm. After the same test, Feng Mo understood why the T-5 starship was an important weapon of the Federation and the Empire. It was because it had dark matter as its armor and dark energy as its spear. The reason why Feng Mo did not wait for King Bixi to reveal the location of the fleet was because he understood that King Bixi did not know the exact location of the fleet at all. Once King Bixi dies, the entire Bixi tribe will surely fall into civil strife, and many powerful Bixi tribesmen will fight for the throne. Feng Mo had a thorough analysis of the personalities of this clan through King Bixi's behavior. The Bixi people have a bad temper, some brains but not much. They are only interested in profit and can make them lose their ability to think if they are lured with benefits. If they look at the present and do not consider the future, to put it bluntly, they are brave and foolhardy. They can survive until now only by their bravery. Your Majesty showed great power and killed King Bixi. The slave family is here to congratulate sir. The unification of the Storm Galaxy is just around the corner. Feng Mo, who heard the meaning of the Elf Queen's words, removed his battle armor and said with a smile, "If we can unify the Storm Galaxy, we still need the help of the elves. I wonder what the Queen is thinking about?" The slave family is willing to lead the entire elven clan to surrender to the prince. From now on, the slave family will serve the prince. The slave family can also recommend itself to the prince. The Elf Queen's words were very clear, and it was impossible for Feng Mo not to understand. It was just that there were important things to do now, and this was not the time for children to love each other. Today's matter is to announce that King Bixi disrupted the banquet and was killed by the elves. Don't worry, your clan will not be plunged into war. Just leave everything to the Storm Fleet. After the unification of the Storm Galaxy, all the planets under the elves will nominally be under the jurisdiction of the Storm Lord. They will pay 50% of the tax to the Storm Lord every year. The ancient Tree of Life must pay half of the tax to the Storm Lord every time the fruit matures. Okay? Your Majesty, don't worry, the elves will pay taxes on time and will never betray your trust. Feng Mo's conditions are not harsh, the Elf Queen can still bear it, and the elderly love brain is the most terrifying. Since there are efforts, there will be rewards. I will arrange for Alyssa to build a T3 fleet for the elves, including 4 battleships, aircraft carriers, starships, destroyers, and the remaining carrier ships, industrial ships, frigates and supply ships. The elves can equip it themselves. Feng Mo's words alone were enough to make the Elf Queen excited. Now the reputation of the Storm Fleet is extremely outstanding among the T3 fleets in the entire Chaos Star Sea. Among them are the Storm, which has a 2,600 mm main gun, the T3 Mantis, which has a proton torpedo, and the T2 Black Bear, which is comparable to a T3 frigate. Now, 2 interstellar missile ships and a mysterious interstellar aircraft carrier will be added. These starships are among the top T3 starships in terms of performance and speed. Most of the elf fleets are equipped with starships that have been in service with the federal military for more than 100 years and were obtained through trade with the Chen family caravan. The elves have paid a heavy price for this. Every year, at least 60% of the resources produced by the resource planet are handed over to the Chen family. Now that Feng Mo is the backer, they no longer have to buy the Chen family's high-priced retired starships. The Elf Queen knew very well the principle of insatiable greed, so she agreed to whatever Feng Mo said, and she was not unhappy because there was no star missile ship in the fleet that Feng Mo agreed to. She was self-aware that Feng Mo could not provide a killer weapon like a missile ship to the elves. It was normal for her to be wary and have reservations, and she didn't care. Please rest assured, sir, The elves have sworn allegiance to you. No matter what happens in the future, the elves will stand firmly by Sir's side. Yes, then Feng Mo will leave first. As for King Bixi's body, just send it back to Bixi main planet. Oh, yes, I didn't eat the fruit of life today. After the storm galaxy is unified, Feng Mo will come to taste it again. After Feng Mo finished speaking, he took the Colossal sisters away. The Elf Queen lovingly sent the three of them onto the maglev train leading to the Elf starport. Returning to the bridge of the storm through optical tweezers technology, Feng Mo sat on the captain's chair and said, "Luca, inform Al that the storm fleet and its planets have all entered level 1 combat readiness, and let Alyssa start building the Elf fleet starship." Yes. At the U-3 Galaxy Stargate, a T-3 fleet escorted a T-3 class interstellar carrier out of the Stargate. The entire fleet was painted with 3 emblems, namely the Star Sea Human Federation, the Snow Eagle Empire, and the Chen family. Flagship, Bridge. Chen Qian was sitting on the captain's chair with a somewhat nervous expression. Standing next to her was a little Alita who was less than 1.6 meters tall. Her flat figure was comparable to Alyssa. "Miss, although the power behind Viscount Feng Mo is extraordinary, our Chen family is not bad either. It is just a simple visit and requires a T-3 interstellar carrier filled with T-4 grade raw materials as a gift. Isn't it too expensive? Even if Viscount Feng Mo rescued the Chen family's caravan once, it wouldn't be worth paying such a high price, right?" Chen Qian asked nervously. "What, do you know? Even though he is just a viscount in the Yunshan Empire, he is protected by many forces behind him. He also has a T-3 fleet that can carry out large-scale battles. His strength cannot be underestimated. If the Chen family can get in touch with him, what is the raw material of this carrier ship T-4? Merchants value profits, but they value investment more. Steady and long-term development is the way of business. The current investment can be exchanged for 100 times the profit in the future. Let alone T4 raw materials. Even if Feng Mo wants me to sleep with her, the Chen family will not refuse. Remember, after arriving at the Storm Galaxy, you are the commander of the fleet, and I am your adjutant, understand?" As she spoke, a cunning flashed in the eyes of the little Lily at the airport, and Chen Qian had to nod in response. The fleet successfully passed through the U-3 Galaxy and arrived at the Storm Galaxy. It did not enter warp speed, but maintained normal navigation. The Storm Galaxy is not peaceful now. Since King Bixi was killed by the elves, Bixi has been in chaos. There are 3 forces in the tribe that are qualified to become the new king. 2 strong and 1 weak. Some people advocate the policy of pacifying the country before resisting foreign aggression, and want the Bixi tribe to elect a new king first, and then conquer the elves under the leadership of the new king. Some people advocated that the new king should be chosen through battles. The 2 largest forces in the tribe launched conquests against the elves respectively. Whoever could defeat the elves would become the new king of the Bixi tribe. The 2 forces were equal, and neither could influence the other's thoughts. In the end, no one knew what happened. The 2 forces became turbulent and attacked each other. The final result was even more jaw-dropping. The 2 strong forces were successively eliminated by mysterious forces, leaving only a weak one to unify the entire Bixi main star and become the only new king of the Bixi tribe. This new king announced to attack the elves less than 10 days after he ascended the throne. The Bixi tribe had just experienced civil strife and its power was greatly reduced, but its fleet was increasing. During the confrontation with the elves, it destroyed the elves' starships many times. Chapter 56 The Chen Family Visits Storm Prime. In the military office. Feng Mo frowned slightly as he looked at the report on the table. It recorded the process of the Bixi tribe's civil strife, but the result was different from what he expected. However, the Yunjian Chamber of Commerce's intelligence network was able to figure out the matter. The Bei family lobbied for 2 T-3 class adventure fleets and a T-3 class fleet with a T-4 class star destroyer. These 3 fleets dominated the Bixi tribe's civil strife. Now the new king of the Bixi tribe is the puppet supported by these 3 fleets. and accordingly the entire Bixi tribe's territory has been taken into his possession. Things are getting a little tricky. The Bei family is really haunted. It means killing one of your sons. At worst, you can have another one. Feng Mo shook his head and threw this idea away. It was a bit heavy. It seems that the time for the decisive battle is not far away. If he wins this battle, he will be able to completely unify the Storm Galaxy. As for the obstacles that Snow Eagle's Bei family has put in his way, he will deal with them later. Sir, Commander Al is here with the Chen family of Snow Eagle. Would you like to invite her in? Little Y's mechanical voice sounded in the office. No. Why? Please invite them in, Feng Mo said. The office door was pushed open, and the three women walked in under the leadership of the robot Zhao. Why, sir? These two are from the Chen family of Snow Eagle. They are here to pay homage to Sir. Al introduced them first. Okay, please take a seat. Chen Qian, I remember, is a commander of the Chen family's caravan. Who is this? Feng Mo nodded and looked at Chen Qian and said. Chen Qian is the fleet commander that Feng Mo rescued last time. She also agreed to Feng Mo's request on behalf of the Chen family. However, Feng Mo has been busy recently unifying the Storm Galaxy. Feng Mo has no time to find the Chen family. Unexpectedly, the two women were the first to do so. Come over. The other one is less than 1.6 meters tall. Judging from his figure, he would have looked like someone else's kid. He has a small round face, no curvature on his chest, and his two ponytails look unusually lively. After the two women sat down, before Chen Qian could speak, the little Lalai beside them took the lead and said, Hello, Viscount Feng Mo. I am Chen Qian's adjutant. My name is Chen Mling. The corner of Feng Mo's mouth twitched slightly after hearing this. What kind of hobby is this? Although Feng Mo has not achieved photographic memory, he will have some impressions as long as he browses the information. The Yunjian Chamber of Commerce gave Feng Mo a piece of information about the Bei family, which mentioned all the major forces in the entire Snow Eagle Empire. Among them was the name of Chen Merling, the eldest lady of the Snow Eagle Chen family. The information evaluated her as Gu. He is an eccentric person with quite a business acumen. If his memory is correct, is the eldest lady of the Chen family playing role-playing with him again? However, Feng Mo did not intend to expose it, but nodded to express his understanding, then looked at Chen Qian and said, What is the purpose of the Chen family coming here this time? Is it to fulfill the request that I originally agreed to? Feng Mo is turning his back on guests. Regardless of the purpose of your Chen family's visit this time, just fulfill your request first. Feng Mo's first problem was not something Chen Qian could handle, but Chen Qian was still a little quick-witted and said tactfully, The Chen family will do our best to meet the requirements of the Viscount. However, the Chen family is a small temple and may not be able to handle some things. Please forgive me. Okay. I don't have time to play riddles with you. Let's just tell you the purpose. Feng Mo lost the patience to play riddles with Chen Qian. He is very busy now. Chen Qian is here to represent the Chen family and reach a business alliance with Lord Viscount. There is a T3 class star carrier parked on the starport. It is full of T4 class raw materials. It is perfect for building T4 class starships. These are the greeting gifts for the Viscount. The Chen family came to the alliance with Lord Viscount with sincerity. In the entire Snow Eagle Empire, the Chen family can rank among the top 3 in terms of raw material trade, and the Storm Galaxy has a large number of T2 level resource planets. The alliance between the Chen family and Lord Viscount is a win-win situation. Chen Qian said seriously, after entering the business negotiation mode. Chen Qian no longer felt any nervousness, and she became more capable and talented. Feng Mo was still very moved by Chen Qian's proposal. The starships he wanted to build were all T3 level or above, and T2 raw materials were not used much. As for the resource planets that produce T2 raw materials in the entire Storm Galaxy, there may be hundreds of undiscovered ones. Such a huge output cannot be used up at all. Selling and exchanging them is the best option. Feng Mo had previously considered bringing down the Yunjian Chamber of Commerce in exchange for T3 or T4 level raw materials, but after all, The headquarters of the Yunjian Chamber of Commerce was in the Huaiyao Empire, and a lot of time and transportation costs would be consumed between trips. It is urgent to find a local raw material dealer. The output of a galaxy is not something that ordinary small businessmen can handle. There are only a few companies in the entire Snow Eagle Empire that have this strength, including the Chen family of Snow Eagle. Thinking of this, Feng Mo said seriously, 2 requirements. If the Chen family agrees, the previous rescue grace will be wiped out, and I will also agree to a business alliance with the Chen family. First, a large amount of T2 level raw materials produced in the Storm Galaxy are handed over to the Chen family. I don't want star coins and will exchange them all for T3 and T4 level raw materials. Second, the Chen family must do their best to help me collect dark matter raw materials, dark energy crystals and memory metals. Of course, I will not pay for them. Is 1% of Fenian Starship Trading Company's shares enough? Feng Mo's conditions are obviously beyond the scope of Chen Qion's decision-making, and not even Chen Muling's decision-making, because it involves dark matter, dark energy and memory metal. As for the last raw material, every trading company will have some stock, but not much. The first 2 are really rare, although the Federation does not prohibit the trading of dark matter and dark energy. The prerequisite is that you also have it. But the reward Feng Mo proposed was too astonishing. 1% of Fenian Starship Trading Company's shares were owned by Tan Kyushi, Huaiyao Chu family, Yun Chan Wang family and the forces behind them, plus a talented starship designer. The number of shares is not important. What is important is that the opportunity to get on the bus is a huge temptation. There are even countless forces in the entire Federation who want to join. Moreover, the Chen family is also a big merchant in the raw materials trade. From raw materials to starship construction, there is no raw materials merchant who does not want to do this, but the technical barriers do not support them to do so. Chen Muling stood up and said sternly to Feng Mo, "I'm very sorry, Viscount Feng Mo. I am Chen Muling of the Chen family. I am the person in charge of this conversation. Please forgive the offense." Later, the Chen family will send 2 more ships full of T4 raw materials. Please allow Muling to communicate with the clan. Little Why, help Ms. Chen find a quiet room, Feng Mo said to the robot making tea at the side. "Okay, Master." "Miss Chen, please follow Zhao Wai, please." "Wait." After hearing this, Chen Muling glanced at Feng Mo apologetically, then followed Zhao Wai to a quiet room and dialed her father's video chat. Soon the video was connected. There was a conference room opposite, and all the powerful people of the Chen family were present. It was obvious that the Chen family attached great importance to the business alliance with Feng Mo. Chen Muling did not dare to delay, and repeated all the 2 conditions proposed by Feng Mo, and then waited for her father's order. This matter was no longer something she could control. Chapter 57 Let in number 039 start the war. Everyone, tell me, what do you think of Viscount Feng Mo's conditions? Chen Qingqin, who was sitting in the main seat, looked at the people sitting around him. Everyone was silent after hearing this. The final decision on this exchange must be made by the family head, so there is no need to put forward any ideas. Just listen to the family head. Okay, since everyone has no objections, Zykin will accept the offer on behalf of the Chen family. This is a rare opportunity. Although dark matter, dark energy, and memory metals are difficult to collect, they are not impossible. Every year, we provide Viscount Feng Mo with some valuable information. It will hurt the Chen family. As I said before, everything is focused on the development of the Chen family. My daughter, please reply to Viscount Feng Mo. The Chen family has agreed to this matter and will do its best to help him collect these raw materials. Okay, Master. Chen Muling responded and walked out of the quiet room. Under the leadership of Zhao Wai, he walked into the office again, came to the desk and said, "Lord Viscount, our Chen family has agreed to these conditions. We will do our best to help you collect the 3 raw materials and deliver them to you in January every year." Okay. Happy cooperation, I'll send you 2 ladies off. Feng Mo stood up, shook hands with Chen Muling, and then said with a smile, "It's a pleasure to cooperate." Mr. Viscount will stay, and Moling will leave first." Chen Moling nodded with a smile, and then left the office under the leadership of Al. Feng Mo sat on the chair and let out a long sigh. Now that the raw material matter has been resolved, the next step is the entire storm galaxy. It is time to give this matter an ending. In the next 7 days, the Bixi tribe had 3 T3 fleets to assist them. They pursued the elves fiercely and successfully pushed the elves out of the resource planet P459. Both fleets suffered casualties. Among them, the elves suffered the most losses, while the Bixi tribe had 3 T3 fleet helped. The losses were light. The T4 starship that Feng Mo had been waiting for never showed up. March 23, Federation Calendar 7492. The elves officially announced their surrender to Viscount Feng Mo, and at the same time, the Storm Fleet officially set sail for the resource planet P459. Faced with this war situation, Mo put forward the strategic policy of the first battle is the decisive battle, and the first battle will determine the outcome, and before leaving, he secretly discussed with Chu Yunjian via video for half an hour. Storm Bridge. According to the information network of the Yunjian Chamber of Commerce, the Bixi United Fleet has a total of 1,374 starships, including 1,100 T2 starships and 274 T3 starships. The Storm Fleet has a total of 57 starships, and the Elf Fleet has a total of 243 starships, including 45 T3 starships and 255 T2 starships. Luca reported to Feng Mo and the Elf Queen about the strength distribution of the enemy and our fleets. Yes, the Elf Queen was very concerned about this decisive battle and applied to board the Storm to watch the battle. There are 2 T3 boxers here. The enemy's T2 starship is not worth mentioning. What I am most worried about is the T4 Star Destroyer that has never been seen before. Its performance cannot be known in advance. This is very dangerous. Even if it is a storm under bombardment by the main and secondary guns, it will be too much for everyone. For this decisive battle, Feng Mo specially replenished all the missiles loaded on the 2 T3 boxers. Fortunately, he had asked for 30 million star coins from the Snow Eagle Bay family, otherwise Feng Mo would have gone bankrupt at this time. The company's dividends are paid on a quarterly basis, with one payment arriving every 3 months. Most of Feng Mo's previous 2 dividends were used to build starships. Especially the 2 T3 boxers and ammunition, as well as the 10 T3 carrier ships. These 12 starships alone cost him nearly 6 million star coins, which can be said to be a waste of money. At this time, on resource planet P459, the Bixi tribe built a T3 planetary defense system here, which was also supported by the Snow Eagle Bay family. Around the planet, there are more than 1,000 star warships gathered in a mighty manner, the most obvious of which is a 1.3 kilometers long, brown star destroyer. Judging from the age of its hull, the age of this starship around 100 years ago, he was in his prime. In the starport of the resource planet P459, a man shrouded in a black hooded windbreaker looked at the large number of starships parked on the holographic simulation screen, and endless resentment rose in his heart. "Feng Mo, I am here to take revenge on you." At this time, the new king of the Bixi tribe looked a little sad, because according to the agreement, all starship supply and maintenance, crew meals, etc. this time need to be borne by the Bixi tribe. This was more than 1,000 starships with nearly 300,000 crew members. At this time, his heart seemed to be bleeding and his body ached. At this time, the commanders of the 4 fleets gathered together in the Star Network space. As a qualified puppet, the new king of the Bixi tribe was very self-aware. He only listened but did not speak, nodded when asked, and agreed when asked to speak. In addition to the new king of the Bixi tribe, there were 3 other people present. One of them was an elegant young man with golden eyes and a moon-white robe. The strangest thing about this young man was that his ears had no oracles. This man's name is Liang Guan, and he is the commander of the famous interstellar adventure fleet in Luan Xinghai. Of course, this famous means notorious. Despite his gentle and elegant appearance, he is actually a murderous devil. In other words, how many good people participate in interstellar adventures? It is normal for them to have countless blood on their hands, including Feng Mo. And this Liang Wan is the secret son of the Bei family. He is a dead soldier trained by the Bei family since childhood. He has handled many secret matters for the Bei family over the years. Sitting on the left side of Liang Wan is a half-orc named Sarah. She is 2 meters tall, has a pair of big hands like cattail fans, and is covered with black-brown hair. This is a bear. During the war between the Federation and the orcs lived very badly. It was very remarkable that this person could raise a T3 fleet alone. The last thin human had no name. People called him Ma'ashu. Although he was small and a little mean, he was smart and very good at blocking battles. Everyone knows Liang Wan's character and who I work for. This time, we were able to conquer the Storm Galaxy. The Master has said that only 20% of the income is needed each year, and the remaining 80% will be distributed among the 4 of us. I believe you all know how much profit this is, so I will ask you to do your best in the next battle. The Storm Fleet is not weak, but we are stronger because we have a T4 Star Destroyer. With such a big interest involved, we must go all out and seize this opportunity to annihilate the Storm Fleet in one fell swoop. When the Storm Fleet arrived at the resource planet P459, more than 1,000 starships had already deployed in battle formation, and it was obvious that they had known the Storm Fleet's itinerary for a long time. The formation on the opposite side is shaped like a crescent, with the head and tail echoing each other, like a bag mouth waiting for the Storm Fleet to get into the bag, and then the head and tail will be combined to catch the turtle in the jaw. This formation is not easy to break. Our fleet will attack the head of the enemy fleet, and the tail of the enemy fleet will go around behind our fleet to attack from the front and back, and vice versa. At this time, Feng Mo was sitting in the captain's chair, looking at the virtual image expressionlessly. Among the more than 1,000 starships, Feng Mo really cared about only the T4 class Star Destroyer. Under the scanning of the storm radar, the T4 starship finally showed its true face. Lika used the Yunshan Empire database to compare, scan and query the model and weapon equipment of the enemy fleet's T4 starship, and then notify Ao to be ready for battle at any time. In this attack, Ao was not on the storm, but in the main control room of the T3 Sea Lion-class interstellar aircraft carrier. This interstellar aircraft carrier is the protagonist today, and I believe it will surprise them. Chapter 58 T4 Lynx-class Star Destroyer. In the comparison of the Empire database, the data results show T4 Lynx-class Star Destroyer, armor strength, 410 units. Hull data is 1.3 km times 330 meters times 262 meters. Speed, 260 knots. Star speed. Warp engine, level 4. Star shield energy, level 4, 100% weapons, turbo laser main gun ×1, close defense rapid fire laser gun ×80, pulse cannon ×4. This is a very conventional T4 class Star Destroyer, without any special weapons and equipment. The only advantage is that it has a star speed of 260 knots. Feng Mo couldn't help but feel relieved, for he was afraid that some T4 starships equipped with special weapons would be a devastating blow to the fleet. As for the remaining more than 1,000 starships, under the bombardment of the T3 Boxer, they would only become cold numbers in the summary report after the victory of the battle. This battle, which was comparable to a medium-sized Star War, was commanded by Feng Mo himself. He had watched many small and medium-sized Star Wars before, but this was the first time he actually commanded a medium-sized Star War. Although the knowledge learned in the textbooks and college was already well known, it was inevitable that he was a little nervous when commanding for the first time, but this nervousness could not be seen by his subordinates. Calling up the holographic simulation image and generating the position of the enemy fleet, Feng Mo divided the enemy fleet into 3 parts, the front, the middle, and the tail. Pointing at the head of the enemy fleet, he said to all the captains, "Everyone, the enemy fleet's T4 starship is at the head. Instead of being named one by it, it is better to concentrate your strength and fight hard. One wave. Listen to my orders below. Use 2 T3 Boxers and 1 T3 Sea Lion as the flagship to form an aircraft carrier battle group. The frigate is the outermost defense. All the guns are aimed at the head of the enemy fleet to intercept the enemy's attack. The T3 class Star Destroyer is close to the flagship to form a second layer of encirclement. The enemy's T4 Lynx main and secondary guns must focus on the 3 T3 flagships of our fleet. If necessary, 8 T3 Blade Mantises can be used to resist the T4 Lynx main guns. T3 Sea Lion class starship, start your performance. Feng Mo did not immediately order the 2 T3 Boxers to cover the gunfire. He was waiting for an opportunity to completely wipe out the enemy fleet. Just after Feng Mo gave the order, the 300 starships of the Storm Combined Fleet formed a circular formation, which completely gave up the possibility of escape. Liang Guan, who was commanding on the bridge of T4 Lynx, could not help but look down on it and felt a little strange, because this kind of cluster battle was not suitable for today's Star War. This was obviously a situation where the enemy was weak and we were strong. Now the enemy had set up a formation ready to die. Isn't it strange that they wanted to fight head-on with us? But Liang Guan did not dare to underestimate the Storm Fleet. There was no false reputation under the reputation. He followed the strategy that had been discussed long ago, with Fleet Number 1 as the head, Fleet Number 2 in the middle, and Fleet Number 3 at the tail, and directly issued an order. Fleet Number 1 will go forward to meet the enemy. T4 Lynx's main and secondary guns aim at the enemy flagship and attack on their own. Fleet Number 2 will stay put, and Fleet Number 3 will outflank the enemy fleet from the rear. Liang Guan immediately deployed 2 fleets totaling 1,000 starships to the battlefield. This formation is somewhat similar to the ancient Goose formation, with strong wings and weak rear. That is, Fleets Number 1 and Number 3 are strong, and Fleet Number 2 is weak. Just when the enemy wanted to outflank the Storm Combined Fleet, Feng Mo ordered, T3 Sea Lion release all T3 level interstellar drones and T3 level interstellar bombers, aiming at the enemy's front fleet, and return automatically after all ammunition is dumped. As soon as Feng Mo finished speaking, 300 interstellar drones and 50 interstellar bombers approached the enemy at a very fast speed, and then 300 interstellar drones formed a huge firepower network in the universe to cross-attack the enemy. The most terrifying thing is the interstellar bomber, which carries all shock missiles. One shock missile after another exploded in the enemy fleet, and flames were everywhere for a while. With the firepower of 350 interstellar drones, a large number of starships outside the enemy fleet were instantly blown to pieces. At the same time, the enemy fleet's close defense guns were also counterattacking, and a large number of orange beams hit the drones and blew them up. After 3 rounds of bombing, 350 drones dumped all their ammunition and then began to return. There were 350 when they went, and only 130 when they came back. There were too many enemy starships and their firepower was too strong, but the results were quite good. The loss of 220 drones in exchange for the fall of 130 enemy starships was worth it. All starships, get ready, main and secondary guns fire. With Feng Mo's order, nearly 300 starships shone at the same time, and nearly 1,000 laser beams formed a large net that enveloped the entire enemy fleet. At the same time, the enemy fleet completely formed a circle around the Storm Fleet. Liang Guan, who was in the bridge of the T4 Lynx, saw that the encirclement was complete and immediately ordered, all close defense guns of the Number 1 fleet are fully opened to intercept the enemy's attack, and the main and secondary guns are fired at the same time. All the main and secondary guns of the starships of the Number 3 fleet are fired directly from behind the enemy. The 2 orders were issued, and in an instant, more than 2,000 beams of light enveloped the entire Storm Combined Fleet. A large number of starships were blown to pieces, and a small number of them were directly grounded. Among them, the main gun of the T4 Lynx directly shattered the star shield of a T3 Blade Mantis, and 2 secondary guns directly knocked the T3 Blade Mantis down. In summary, although the battle was tragic and both sides suffered losses, the time Feng Mo had been waiting for was ripe. T3 Boxer Number 1 will carry out a covering strike on the enemy's front, and T3 Boxer Number 2 will carry out a covering strike on the enemy's rear. Don't save ammunition, shoot them all out. Feng Mo rarely cursed, This battle was the worst damage to the Storm fleet since his debut. The entire T2 Black Bear escort fleet was half crippled, countless crew members died, and even the T3 Blade Mantis was not spared. There is no battle in Star Wars that can annihilate the enemy without losing starships, unless the T5 crushes everything, because the enemy is not a target, you can hit it or not. With Feng Mo's order, the launch silos of the two T3 boxers were fully opened, and interstellar missiles were fired one after another, whistling towards the front and rear of the enemy fleet with tail flames. The interstellar missile ship has never lost in the competition of firepower. Isn't it just burning money? Feng Mo has plenty of money. At most, after this Star War, he will think about how to cheat the Bay family again. After drones bombed in turns and main and secondary guns fired salvos, the enemy's front fleet had less than 300 starships left, facing 500 interstellar missiles at a time. The interception rate was only 40%. The remaining 300 interstellar missiles all fell, and the flames of the explosions illuminated the dark universe. The flames devoured the starships one by one, and 80 or 90 T2 starships were all blown up. At this time, the entire front fleet had less than 200 starships, among which the star shield energy of the T3 starships was about to end, and the remaining T2 starships were all scarred. Compared with the enemy's front, the tail was much better. After all, there were 500 starships to intercept, and the interception rate was as high as 73%. Only a small number of interstellar missiles destroyed dozens of T2 starships, and the loss was not great. T3 Sea Lion dispatched all interstellar self-destructors to target the enemy's front fleet. I want to destroy them all at once. The missile ships should not stop firing until all the ammunition is used up. Chapter 59, Head-on Confrontation. At Feng Mo's command, 50 interstellar self-destructors quietly flew out from the belly of the T3 Sea Lion, and disappeared as soon as they touched the universe. It turned out that these were 50 invisible self-destructors, sneaking silently, and the enemy fleet did not notice at all. At this time, the invisible self-destructors had arrived at the designated location. Under Al's control, they were in groups of 2, and they went to the enemy's T3 starships respectively. T3 class, interstellar self-destructor, self-destruct. With Al's order, 50 interstellar self-destructors self-destructed at the same time. In the bridge of the T4 Lynx, Liang watched the energy signals of the starships of the number 1 fleet being instantly destroyed by 25, and hurriedly checked the holographic simulation image. I saw that all the 25 T3 starships opened their star shields, and in an instant, 2 interstellar drones appeared around these starships, and then flames broke out, directly blowing up the star shields and destroying the starships together. This has a lot to do with the fact that the star shields of these T3 starships have very little energy left. If they are full of energy, at least 5 self-destructors will be needed to blow up the star shields. Damn, Feng Mo, there are such perverted things as interstellar invisible self-destructors. Missile ships and self-destructors are extremely expensive weapons. They are really rich. T4 Lynx. Target the enemy's T3 Storm-class interstellar battleship. Feng Mo must be on this starship. Fire the main and secondary guns at the same time. Storm. Bridge. Feng Mo stared at the holographic simulation image on the main console. The dense red and green light spots in the field represent the number of starships on both sides of the enemy. At present, there are only 120 red light spots and 43 dark red light spots in front of the fleet. The rest are gray. Among them, the gray light spots represent that they have been destroyed, and the dark red light spots represent that the hull has been severely damaged. The storm-joined fleet has a total of 300 starships, and the gray spots have occupied 1/3 of them, including T2 Black Bear and a T3 Blade Mantis. Alarm! Radar detects energy attack targeting storm, and the star shield has been turned on at maximum power. A mechanical voice sounded in the main control room of Storm, repeating 3 times in a row. Facing this kind of energy attack from a T4 starship, don't think about intercepting or avoiding it, because everything is in vain. This kind of attack can only be resisted by the star shield. After all, the T3 Blade Mantis can withstand a main gun of the T4 Lynx, and the storm should have no problem resisting the main and secondary guns of the T4 Lynx. Sure enough, it can be seen in the holographic simulation image that a purple beam directly hit the star shield of the storm, causing ripples. After the beam disappeared, 4 more beams came. This time the star shield couldn't stand it and broke directly. Then the entire storm was directly penetrated by 4 energy-reducing beams. The entire starship was hit and moved sideways, and it directly hit the star shield of the T3 blade mantis next to it before stopping the sideways movement. At this time, people and horses were thrown upside down in the main control room of the storm, and red alarm lights kept ringing. Alert! Star shield energy is exhausted, broken. Alert! The port side armor of the ship is pierced everywhere. Urgently block the 19 cabins near the port side. Alert! The starboard side armor of the ship is pierced everywhere. Urgently block the 12 cabins near the starboard side. The captain's chair is usually fixed, so the huge impact did not cause any impact on Feng Mo. It's really powerful. As expected of a T4 starship, the attack power is really strong. If it weren't for the storm's elves, the hull armor would be thick enough, and this blow would have been directly knocked down. Commander, are you injured? This is what the Elf Queen asked, but Feng Mo didn't have time to answer. Commander, are you injured? How is the damage to the hull? Do you need to evacuate temporarily? A burst of urgent questions came from the video. It was said by Al. After seeing the storm being hit, her heart was also tightened. Al, it's okay, the storm's energy cabin is not damaged. The weapons are all normal. I'm fine too. Order the 2 T3 boxers to dump all their ammunition as soon as possible. It's impolite to return the favor. Let's show them what artillery coverage is. After the T4 Lynx's attack, the main and secondary guns entered cooling. Although it could force another round of damage, Liang Wan did not do so. In his opinion, except for the T4 starships, the others were cannon fodder. At the same time, Liang Wan also wanted to weaken the strength of other fleets. Most of the starships in the number 1 and number 3 fleets belonged to the Bixi tribe, Sarah and Ma'ashu. Only the T2 starships belonged to Liang Wan's fleet. This time he was the commander-in-chief of the starship, and there was no problem with his command. The enemy fleet also suffered a blow. Even if the 3 fleets suffered heavy losses after the Star War, Liang Wan would not be able to find any faults. And it was not certain whether these 3 fleets could hold on to the end. Who said that this Star War would not become the burial place of Feng Mo and these 3 fleets? At that time, Liang Wan could enjoy the storm galaxy alone. It was wonderful to think about, but he could only think about it. After the storm fleet received the news that the storm was hit, the morale of the entire fleet was even stronger. Countless starships ignored the cooling period of the main and secondary guns and forcibly fired at the enemy ships. 2 T3 boxers fired 1,000 interstellar missiles again. They roared and landed in the enemy fleet, and the blazing flames ignited the entire starry sky. Many red dots disappeared and turned into gray dots representing destruction. The already scarce enemy first fleet was directly cleared, and the remaining more than 20 T3 starships also suffered a huge blow because the star shield energy was exhausted. Then they were completely destroyed by the storm fleet after a round of main and secondary gun salvos. The enemy's first fleet was completely annihilated, and the T4 Lynx had retreated to the center after the main and secondary guns entered the cooling period. You lead 2 T3 blade mantises, 10 T2 black bears to cover a T3 boxer to dump all the ammunition, and then return to the team. Storm, joint fleet continues to move forward, ignore the enemy's rear fleet, target T4 Lynx. Don't forget that Feng Mo's Storm Turbo Laser main gun is also the main gun of the T4 starship. It hit the T4 Lynx once before, but was blocked by the star shield. Then the T3 boxer launched 2 rounds of interstellar missiles. In addition, the fleet's main and secondary guns will also consume the star shield of the T4 Lynx. Liang Wan let the T4 Lynx return to the central fleet, and I guess its star shield energy is not much. Besides, Feng Mo was not without a backup plan. He dialed Chu Yunjian's video communication and said directly without any polite words, "Let the ambush fleet come out. It's time to end this battle." When The storm fleet set off. Feng Mo had a secret call with Chu Yunjian for half an hour, just for this ambush. This secret fleet was a hidden chess piece of the Chu family and wandered in the Chaos Star Sea all year round. This time Feng Mo invited it, and the fleet was anchored at the Yunjian starport. For this, Feng Mo paid a price of 1 million star coins. The price was high but worth it. T4 links, bridge. Report: a mysterious fleet appeared behind our fleet, with 175 starships, including 55 T3 class starships, 120 T2 class starships, 2 interstellar aircraft carriers, 2 interstellar battleships, and 1 interstellar missile ship. As soon as this report came out, the main control room of T4 links instantly became quiet. This fleet was no worse than the Storm Fleet. Such a luxurious fleet configuration is not something that an ordinary family can afford. At least Liang Guan, who is a hidden man of the Bei family, cannot afford it. Chapter 60, Annihilation. Liang Guan, who had been attacking Feng Mo from both sides before, was a little panicked. This time he had to experience being attacked from both sides. Liang Guan no longer had the calmness of the previous strategists. He glanced at the pursuing storm fleet again, looked at the T4 links with only 27% of the star shield energy, gritted his teeth and ordered, "Retreat. If you want to survive, just listen to me. Release the starship engine restrictions." T4 links enters top speed mode. "Retreat directly, we don't care here." Facing Liang Guan's order, the adjutant on the side gritted his teeth and said, "Sir Commander, these are all brothers of our fleet. Isn't it a pity to abandon them like this?" Unexpectedly, the adjutant was directly shot dead by Liang Guan with a laser gun before he finished speaking. Then Liang Guan looked around with bloodthirsty eyes. No one dared to look at him and said fiercely, "Execute the order and retreat as quickly as possible." Yes. So, a funny scene unfolded before Feng Mo's eyes. The enemy fleet's flagship actually sped away on its own. A T4 starship released its engine limit. It was obviously not something that the T3 fleet could catch up with. But Feng Mo didn't care, because he knew that this T4 Bobcat couldn't escape. The flagship escaped and the fleet was instantly at a disadvantage. Feng Mo also immediately issued an order. The 2 T3 Boxers continued to launch interstellar missiles at the enemy starships, carrying out full coverage fire strikes. The Storm and the T3 Mandarin killed the enemy starships by name, and the remaining starships launched an encirclement and suppression campaign against the enemy, trying not to let go. "Ships, these are our trophies. Also, this Star Wars is a war of annihilation, leaving no survivors." Feng Mo directly issued the cruel massacre order. Everyone has emotions. It has been 2 years since Feng Mo built the first starship Storm. He recruited these crew members with his own hands. Now this Star Wars, at least 1/5 of the casualties were suffered. How could Feng Mo not feel distressed? Don't blame him for being cruel. That's how it is in the interstellar era. The crew members didn't have any dissatisfaction with Feng Mo's instructions. Instead, they were filled with the joy of victory and the pleasure of revenge for their comrades. Feng Mo believed that if he were defeated today, the entire Storm Fleet crew would be mercilessly slaughtered. This was the rule of the interstellar era. The enemy troops who lost their flagship were completely panicked and fled in all directions. The massacre of the Storm Combined Fleet officially began. The T3 Boxer followed Feng Mo's orders and launched a ruthless attack on the enemy starships. The Storm and the T3 Dao Mantis took a roll call on the escaping starships. With the speed of the T3 Dao Mantis, they like this kind of pursuit the most. There is no T3 level starship is comparable. The pursuit battle that lasted for 2 hours ended. The entire Star Wars, from the initial sniper confrontation in the middle door to the current escape and pursuit, ended in a total of 3.5 hours. After the battle, Feng Mo asked everyone to start cleaning the battlefield. Even a piece of starship wreckage was not spared. These are resources, and they can be used to build starships again after being rebuilt. Even because there were too many trophies and not enough tractor beams, Feng Mo also temporarily borrowed the Chu family's fleet to help transport the starship wreckage back to the Storm Prime. After the battle, The Elf Queen looked at the high-spirited Feng Mo. The admiration in her eyes could not be concealed at all. She lay half-lie on the chair like a puddle of water, and her legs couldn't help but rub against each other. His eyes were dull, and he didn't know what kind of beautiful things or beautiful gestures he was imagining in his mind. Another hour later, after the battlefield was cleaned up, Luca first looked at the Elf Queen strangely, and then reported to Feng Mo, "Sir Commander, our army has achieved a complete victory in this battle. A total of nearly 1,300 enemy starships were destroyed. Our fleet lost 136 ships, including 8 T2 Black Bears and 1 T3 Sabre Mantis. The Storm was seriously injured, and the total casualties among the crew were as high as 20,000. After hearing this, Feng Mo nodded heavily and said, "Luca will record it. First, after returning home, ask Alyssa to build a stone monument on the Storm Prime, called the Martyrs Monument. The names of the crew members who died in the fleet will be engraved on the Martyrs Monument. Second, Storm Galaxy is responsible for paying martyrs' pensions to the crew members who die fighting for the Storm Fleet in the future, and promises to support their families and pay martyrs' condolences on an annual basis. Third, from now on, the Storm Fleet needs to collect the corpses of its comrades after the war and let them be buried in peace. These 3 points will be reported to the entire army later." "Yes," Luca responded before coming to the main console and informing each starship of Feng Mo's 3 rules. At this time, Feng Mo had the intention to look at the Elf Queen on the side and said, "Kailin, the Storm Fleet is currently short of manpower. We need you to contact the reserve fleet stationed on the Elf main star and go to the planets under the Bixi tribe to station themselves. You will have to work hard during this period. After the Storm Fleet expands, you can switch defenses with the Elf Fleet." "Yes, my Lord Viscount." Faced with Feng Mo's order, Elf Queen Kailin did not have any dissatisfaction. Instead, she was happy that Feng Mo could use her. She knew that after this battle, the 23-year-old man in front of her would be the king of this small galaxy, the only king. Looking at the obedient Elf Queen in front of him, Feng Mo was not in a hurry to eat her. The aged wine needed to be tasted slowly, but the man had his ambitions in all directions and would not be constrained by the pace of progress just because of one place or corner. On the edge of the Storm Galaxy and the U3 Galaxy, the T4 Lynx was sailing at high speed. In the main control room at this time, Liang Wan looked a little tired. Upon seeing this, the new adjutant on the side made an energy drink and handed it to Liang Wan and said with concern, "Commander, I don't think you can be blamed for this failure. First, it's all because of the intelligence problem of the Bixi tribe. I didn't expect that the damn Storm Fleet actually had helpers. Second, there must be a spy among us who leaked the information. Third, the 2 fleets fled privately or disobeyed orders during the war. Anyway, there is no evidence. It's all up to you, sir." As a newly promoted adjutant, what he needs is to think what the commander thinks and worry about what the commander worries about. At this time, Liang Wan is most anxious that he can't explain to the Bei family when he goes back. Not counting the cost of building a starship, the energy, weapons, and supplies for maintenance and daily missions alone cost at least 1 million star coins per year. The cost of building a small T3 fleet is even more expensive, starting from 10 million star coins, depending on the configuration of the fleet. This investment is completely wasted, and Liang Wan will face the anger of the Bei family. Liang Wan understood what the adjutant meant, and blamed the Bixi tribe and the unfounded internal ghost for the failure of the fleet. Then, by using his eloquent ventriloquism to get himself out of trouble, he could make the Bei family trust him again, and even if they didn't trust him, he could still save his life. However, Liang Wan felt that it was not easy for the Bei family to trust him again, and these reasons were not perfect enough, and he needed more sufficient reasons, such as the mysterious fleet that supported him at the end belonged to the Tanqiu clan, or the Huayao Chu family. At this time, Liang Wan didn't know that because he wanted to make up reasons for the Bei family to trust him again. The reasons he made up were indeed true, but he thought too much, and it was still unknown whether he could go back. Chapter 61 Unified Galaxy. Not a bad suggestion. Just when Liang Guan was thinking about how to express his excuse more perfectly, the high-speed T-4 Bobcat suddenly shook, and then the red light in the main control room flashed and a mechanical sound sounded. Alert! The radar has detected an energy attack locked on the starship. The star shield has been turned on to maximum power. Try to avoid it. Alert! Failed to evade. The energy attack is about to hit the starship. A mechanical sound sounded in the T-4 Bobcat main control room, repeated 3 times in a row. Then Liang Guan could clearly see a purple beam of light hitting his own starship, shattering the star shield effortlessly, and then bombarding the ship armor with unabated force. In an instant, the entire main control room was turned upside down. Countless crew members were thrown away by the impact. The ship's hull exploded several times. The entire starship collapsed completely, and everyone in the main control room was knocked unconscious. One shot directly disabled the T-4 Lynx-class Star Destroyer. The power was terrifying. Liang Guan heard a mechanical sound when he was confused. Alert! The star shield energy is exhausted. It is broken. Alert! The hull armor has been penetrated, and 43% of the hull armor has been lost. Alert! The weapons depot and energy depot exploded. At this time, there was a real behemoth not far from the T-4 Lynx. In front of it, the T-4 Lynx was as big as a cat and a tiger. There were 3 spray-painted badges on the hull, namely the Star Sea Human Federation, the Glory Empire, and finally it's the word Chu. This is a modified T-4 starship. It is further optimized on the basis of the T-4 starship. It is infinitely close to the T-5 starship. It can be called a quasi-T-5 starship. This is also a starship with the logo of some wealthy families, because it is a real T-5 starship, all owned by the Empire and the Federation. At this time, on the bridge of this mysterious T-4 starship, Chu Yunjian looked at the adjutant on the side and said, "Send a mecha team to land on the enemy's starship and find a man named Liang Guan. He wants to see him alive and his body after death. Then send the video to Feng Mo and add the sentence, 'You owe me a favor.'" "Yes, miss." The adjutant on the side responded and went to work. At this time, Feng Mo was using the fleet's return period to enter the Star Network space. It's still a familiar building, the Yunshan Empire Registration Office. Feng Mo came here this time to be promoted to a noble title. He was still wearing noble clothes, but this time because he had just commanded a Star Wars and carried out a massacre, his whole temperament was different. When he walked into the registration office, he was greeted by the same beautiful woman as last time. He first glanced at Feng Mo curiously, then stepped forward and bowed. "Hello, Lord Viscount. May I ask what business you need to handle?" "Register all the resources of the entire galaxy, the life planet, and be promoted to a noble title." "By the way," Feng Mo said coldly, "this is the sequelae of just coming off the battlefield. It takes time to adjust to restore the original temperament." "Okay, sir, please come with me." The beautiful receptionist did not talk to Feng Mo like last time, but became a standard service staff. The people who can stay here are all human beings. They are not stupid. Whenever they can joke with the aristocratic grandpas, whenever they need services, they are well versed in it. It was still the same office as last time. After Feng Mo entered the office and sat down, it was still the same process as last time, except that there was a change in the naming of the planet. There are currently 47 resource planets discovered in the Storm Galaxy, including 1 T4 level, 4 T3 level, and the rest are all T2 level. Feng Mo renamed the T4 resource planet as FMO01 resource planet, and then named it according to level until FMO47 resource planet. As for resource planets, the names of Storm Prime and Elf Prime remain unchanged. The Bixi tribe's life planet was named by Feng Mo, White Elm Star. Because there are many white elm trees planted on the White Elm Star, it got its name. After submitting information verification and other materials, a red text finally appeared on the holographic screen. "Viscount, congratulations. Feng Mo has opened up the territory for the Empire, expanded 2 life planets, 30 resource planets, and granted 110,000 military merits. He meets the conditions for promotion to the title. Do you want to be promoted to the title? Promoted to a peerage. The title promotion is successful. Congratulations to Count Feng Mo. The Imperial fleet is setting off. The award ceremony will be held on the Storm Prime. Please stay tuned. Congratulations to Count Feng Mo for successfully taking control of the Storm Galaxy. May I ask if you would like to apply to the Federation for statehood? No. Feng Mo chose not to establish a nation. Once he applied for the establishment of a nation, although the Storm Galaxy did not need to pay taxes, the Stargate would need to be established by itself, and the counts of the Empire would automatically disappear. Moreover, Feng Mo did not have a T5 fleet, and it would not be able to hold on after the founding of the nation. It would be short-lived. The gain outweighs the loss. After Feng Mo's mental power left the Star Network space, he received a video from Chu Yunjian. There was a starship wreckage floating in the universe. The hull of the ship was the T4 Lynx. After the camera zoomed in, Feng Mo, thousands of corpses can be seen floating in the universe, including Liang Wan. There is also a sentence at the end of the video, Earl Feng Mo, a favor, you know. This made Feng Mo dumbfounded. This Chu Yunjian was interesting. In the next month, the entire Storm Galaxy was in a loose on the outside and tight on the side mode. The entire fleet went through a brutal Star Wars, and there were too many new starships that needed to be repaired. Alyssa was extremely busy day by day. She complained to Feng Mo many times and asked for a salary increase. Feng Mo looked at Alyssa, who had gained weight, and did not agree. Instead, she asked Al to supervise her fitness every day, otherwise, he will really become a little fat man. Faced with Feng Mo's strong pressure and Al's urging, Alyssa, who originally lived a life of eating, sleeping, and studying the starship, has since added a new life, that is, fitness. Feng Mo cruised the 47 planets under his command on the T3C Lion-class interstellar mothership in this month. After a round, he found many problems. First of all, there are not enough veterans. Although there are 500 million people on the Storm main star, it takes at least half a year to a year of training before they can take up their posts, which leads to a shortage of mature veterans. Moreover, the crew members need to continue to be recruited, especially the reserve captains. The more the better. Feng Mo thought that he would go to the Auckland Galaxy when he had time. In addition, because of the battles that took place during the capture of the Beaksea Life Planet and Resource Planet, Feng Mo had to sigh that although the elves looked peace-loving, they were also very cruel on the battlefield. The entire Beaksea tribe was almost slaughtered by the elves. Anyone who resisted was killed, and a joint responsibility system was implemented. If one person resisted, 3 generations would be wiped out. War means destruction. The Beaksea tribe needs to invest a lot of materials, equipment and manpower to continue production on one life planet and 17 resource planets. These are all things that he, as the leader, has to consider. Fortunately, there are Ira and the Elf Queen to help. These 2 female heroes are good at handling government affairs, which greatly reduces Feng Mo's pressure. It's time to find a talent with rich management experience. Otherwise Feng Mo feels that he may be tied down by these government affairs. How can he go on a Starsea adventure in the future? It was another tiring day. Feng Mo walked out of the office alone, and he didn't even notice that the robot Zhao Wei behind him didn't follow him. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelist. There you'll find the original version of this story, and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We are waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 62 T3 Red Worm Class Interstellar Supply Ship. For the time being, only Feng Mo and Zhao Wei had the authority to open the door to the room, but when Feng Mo walked into the bedroom, he discovered something was wrong. The first is that Zhao Wei is missing, and the second is that someone else besides Feng Mo has come into this bedroom. There is a unique aroma in the air, which is very familiar. Feng Mo understood it after thinking for a while after a tiring day. Al. This is the scent of Al. No wonder it is so familiar. Walking quietly into the bedroom, Feng Mo saw a bulging figure curled up under the quilt. He understood in his heart, so he quietly took off his clothes and got into the quilt without saying a word. The number of words omitted next is a bit too much. I know you don't like to read it, so I will give you a limerick borrowed from the internet. Infringement. Contact deleted. The graceful and beautiful woman's body is as soft as a piece of cake. She cuts the foolish man with scissors in her waist. It is obvious that her little head is not falling off. She secretly teaches you that your bones are withered. The next day, noon. This is the first time in this life that Feng Mo has only gotten up at noon since he was a child. He has some taste of the marrow. This body has just said goodbye to the first time, and it has been going on forever. It has been tossing all night. In fact, it is not his fault. It is still the succubus is so charming. After waking up, Feng Mo looked aside. At this time, Al was still sleeping soundly. Feng Mo got off the big bed and went to the bathroom to take a comfortable bath. After walking out of the bathroom, he saw Al sitting up with his eyes blank, revealing his graceful body. Feng Mo couldn't help but feel a heat in his belly when he saw this. Damn young man. It was already 4 o'clock in the afternoon when the two of them walked out of the room. After a hasty meal, the two came to the office. At this time, the Galaxy sisters had been waiting for a long time. They saw Feng Mo and Al walking in hand. A flash of envy flashed in his eyes, and then he reported, "Sir Commander, after 1 month, a total of 30 million residents were relocated from the Storm Prime to the White Elm Star. All have been resettled. Within this month, the Science and Technology Department led by Elisa worked overtime to repair all the starships of the Storm Fleet. The 9 destroyed starships have been rebuilt, and the captains and crews have been fully deployed. As for the Elf Fleet, it is expected to be equipped in 1.5 months. Please give instructions, Commander." Feng Mo nodded after hearing this. The Storm Galaxy is now in a state of exhaustion. The 2 fleets under its command need to be repaired and expanded. It will take a long time. This cannot be solved in a hurry. If you take too big a step, it will easily lead to trouble. Feng Mo still understands. Now he owns a territory in the galaxy, and his purpose is to build it up. Leica, Lacey, you two have been with me for a long time. Now there is a task that requires your cooperation. There are many planets in the entire Storm Galaxy, and an exploration fleet needs to carefully check them to see if there are any life planets and resource planets that have been missed. This task is an experience for you sisters. If you do it well, you sisters will have the experience of commanding a fleet alone in the future, and I can also better support you sisters. The Storm Fleet needs to be stationed on Storm Prime. Let Elisa postpone the construction of the Elf Fleet first, and rush out 2 T3 Mantises and 4 T2 Black Bears. These 6 starships are enough for you to gallop across the entire galaxy. I hope you sisters can send back good news. How about the news? Are you willing?" After Feng Mo finished speaking, he looked at the Galaxy sisters expectantly. At this time, the 2 girls had already been hit on the head by a huge surprise. As the core members of Feng Mo's command, how could they not know that the commander in front of them wanted to train the 2 sisters to become independent fleet commanders? This was an excellent opportunity, and they had to make achievements. "Commander, we are willing," Sister Lekalisi said in unison. "Okay, I will say hello to Elisa. You can go find her now." "Yes." The Lekalisi sisters responded and turned to leave. Al looked at the slightly tired Feng Mo, came to the back of the chair, stretched out his white hands and gently pressed his forehead. Feng Mo hummed in comfort, and the Xinhuo panel appeared in his slightly closed eyes. Mission: Unify the Storm Galaxy, be promoted to Earl, completed. Reward: 1,500 points. T3 Red Horse Class Interstellar Supply Ship Blueprint. Feng Mo clicked to receive the mission reward. After receiving the mission reward, you will receive 1,500 points and a blueprint of the T3 Red Creeper Class Interstellar Supply Ship. After receiving the mission reward, Feng Mo opened the points mall and called up the T4 Starship page. After browsing for a while, he opened his eyes slightly, locked the target, and clicked to redeem. Consume 2,500 points to exchange for a T4 Tail Scorpion Class Stealth Bomber blueprint. After the exchange was completed, Feng Mo hummed a little tune, obviously in a good mood. He couldn't be more satisfied with these 2 starships. Supply ship, the standard equipment of the long-distance fleet, stealth bomber, an unpopular ship type, but extremely powerful, known as the nemesis of all starships. It is more of a stealth bomber than a bomber, and it is no joke to destroy a ship with a fighter plane. The data of the two starships are as follows: T3 Red Creeper class interstellar supply ship, armor strength, 340 units. Hull data, 2 km times 500 meters times 430 meters. Speed, 140 knots. Star speed warp engine, level 3. Star shield energy, level 3, 100% weapon. T3 level close range rapid fire laser cannon times 88. T4 tail Scorpion class stealth bomber, armor strength, 300 units. Hull data, 320 meters times 72 meters times 56 meters. Speed, 320 knots. Star speed warp drive, level 4. Star shield energy, level 4, 100% weapons. T4 level shock missiles, T4 level proton torpedoes, T4 level pulse torpedoes, T4 level kinetic beam missiles, T4 level antimatter annihilation missiles. The importance of the supply ship is self-evident. It is a must for long-distance voyages. This starship should be built first. As for stealth ships, they are mainly divided into two types: stealth reconnaissance ships and stealth bombers. This T4 Scorpion-class stealth bomber combines the characteristics of reconnaissance ships, high speed, stealth capabilities and optimization of radar scanning systems. As for the bomber's weapon system, it is the strongest weapon Feng Mo has ever seen. Among them, shock missiles and proton torpedoes need not be mentioned. The most important is the antimatter annihilation missile. This missile is the source of the T4 Scorpion's claim to be the nemesis of starships. No star shield of the same level can withstand an antimatter annihilation missile. He can destroy all energy bodies. 1 destroys the shield, 2 destroys the ship. This is the origin of the fighter destroying the ship, plus its stealth function. Radars below T5 level cannot detect it at all, unless you see the T4 tail Scorpion with the naked eye. Of course, there are other stealth ship types, which will be exchanged in the future, so I won't go into details here. Feng Mo first sent the drawings of the T3 Red Worm class interstellar supply ship to Alyssa, urging her to work harder, and promised to double the snacks and increase the salary by 5%. These promises made Alyssa very motivated. Notify the Chen family to store the T4 raw materials of a carrier ship that was sent over some time ago. The T4 raw materials are sealed in warehouse number 4. Okay, notify them, load the T4 raw materials onto the ship, and then send an expedited list to the Chen family, asking them to deliver them to the Storm main star within 7 days. After 7 days, I will take the Storm, 10 T2 Black Bears and a T3 Copper Hammer to the asteroid belt. Chapter 63 T4 Scorpion-class stealth bomber. Regarding what Feng Mo said, Al usually carried out it unconditionally and would not ask the reason at all, but he took the T4 raw materials to the asteroid belt. There is no need to guess to know that Feng Mo must have designed the T4 starship, and this time he went to the asteroid belt to build the ship. For the next 7 days, Feng Mo lived like an ancient emperor, sleeping in the same bed with Al every night. He didn't have time to read the Xinhuo system update mission until he set off. Name, Feng Mo. Level 2 Genetic Warrior. Occupation, Supreme Commander of Storm Galaxy, Starship Engineer. Special talent, Half the Sky. When the fleet recruits more female soldiers than male soldiers and non-humanoid male soldiers, the fleet will receive a luck bonus. Fleet, Storm Fleet, Exploration Fleet, L Fleet Points, 1200. Mission, A Gentleman's Revenge. From morning to night, destroy the Bay family of the Snow Eagle Empire. Reward, 2000 points. T4 Sword and Shield class interstellar frigate storehouse. On the Xinhuo panel, Feng Mo's profession was updated. He was no longer a junior starship engineer, but the supreme commander of the Storm Galaxy. Because he had not yet established a kingdom, he could not claim the title of king yet. The refreshed mission is also quite interesting. Feng Mo does have the idea of destroying the Bei family of the Snow Eagle Empire, but not now. The Bei family has a complete T4 fleet, which he cannot compete with now. Moreover, the major empires of the Star Sea Human Federation are intricately connected, and this task cannot be completed in a short time unless a major change occurs. The next morning, today is the day when Feng Mo sets off to the asteroid belt. Al gets up early to help Feng Mo put on his combat uniform. Feng Mo enjoys Al's meticulous care, which also makes him more and more obsessed with Al. But he is not alone. He is the supreme commander of a galaxy. If you want to build a good storm galaxy, a powerful fleet is essential. Stormport. Look after your home and wait for me to come back. Feng Mo kissed Al's forehead gently, then turned and left with Huakin. Among Feng Mo's confidants, Huakin was the most salty. If this beautiful female elf didn't have any tasks, she would stay at home and eat snacks. See a movie. Huakin had almost no social interaction on Storm Prime, and sometimes Feng Mo couldn't find her whereabouts if something happened. However, Huakin's commanding talent is also outstanding. She manages the destroyer fleet in an orderly manner and is a rare talent. Otherwise, Feng Mo would not have let Huakin serve as his third adjutant. The target asteroid zone. The fleet enters intelligent co-frequency warp speed navigation. Please ask the first-level genetic warrior to enter deep-sea mode. Following Huakin's broadcast, the fleet entered warp speed, and Feng Mo took this opportunity to enter the Star Network space. It was still the luxurious box, and Feng Mo, Laoang, Mozu, Yu Xiaoming and Chu Yunjian gathered together. Lord of the Storm Galaxy, I'm waiting for you. Come quickly. Let's drink tea first. Feng Mo walked towards the box, picked up the teacup and took a sip of fragrant tea, then asked, "How are you two? Do you feel comfortable staying in the Mo fleet? When do you plan to get married? I can send you a congratulatory gift." Hee, actually you can pay the gift first and then pay another amount when you get married. Mozu and I don't mind. Lao Wang's humble voice sounded. Feng Mo gave him a roll of his eyes, and then said seriously, "I've called you here this time to discuss something. Snow Eagle's Bay family has repeatedly provoked them. This time the Star Wars destroyed half of the starships of the Storm Fleet. Although the Bay family suffered heavy losses, I can't get rid of this bad breath. It's uncomfortable. Is there any way to make the Bay family feel uncomfortable? There is still a way to simply discuss the Bay family, but it requires the alliance of multiple forces. As for destroying the Bay family, it cannot be achieved in a short time. As long as they are still within the federal territory, it will be difficult to cause substantial harm to the Bay family." Chu Yunjian interjected. Feng Mo nodded to express his understanding, and then said, "Yunjian, since you said that, you must have paid attention to it. Let's talk about it and let everyone brainstorm and improve it. If you want to discuss the Bay family, you have to cut off their income from the source. The Bay family's annual income is divided into three parts. First, the Bay family has a small starship trading company that produces a large number of T-1 and T-2 civilian starships. In the civilian starship in the field of ships, the Bay family occupies half of the market share of the entire Snow Eagle Empire. Second, the Bay family's caravan controls 1/10 of the resource planets in the U5 galaxy and produces a large amount of starship raw materials. The third is the Bay family's territorial income. These three incomes make up the Bay family's annual comprehensive income. If we want to deal with the Bay family, there is no feasible way to deal with the third point, but we can start from the first and second points. With Chu Yunjian's analysis, the situation instantly became clear. Feng Mo pondered for a moment and said, "The Bay family controls the resource planet, produces a large amount of starship raw materials, and then builds the raw materials into starships and sells them. We also have a starship trading company. As long as we can enter the Snow Eagle Empire, occupy a large market share, and squeeze the Bay family's just living space." "That's right." After Feng Mo finished speaking, Chu Yunjian snapped his fingers and continued, "The next goal of Fenion Starship Trading Company is to establish a branch and production line in the Snow Eagle Empire. However, the company's raw materials are insufficient, and transportation from other places will incur excess costs. Fortunately, Feng Mo brought Xuyin Chen's family in. With sufficient raw materials, some good civilian starships will be enough to occupy a large market share and suppress the Bay family." After hearing this, Feng Mo pondered for a moment, and then said again, "Civilian starships are nothing more than 4 conventional types: carriers, battleships, destroyers and frigates. I can produce a T1 blueprint for each and give it to the company, and then cooperate with the T2 starships that the company is producing to jointly occupy the market share of the Snow Eagle Empire. Of course, send me the blueprint later. I will stay in the Snow Eagle Empire and let the Bei family know that being your enemy is being your enemy." Chu Yunjian was extremely decisive and wanted to personally suppress the Bei family. Yu Xiaoming on the side said, "The Tanqiu clan can be responsible for causing some trouble for the Bei family in the U5 galaxy, such as a collective strike by workers, a sudden explosion of the carrier fleet transporting raw materials, temporary military control, and the cessation of mining on resource planets, etc." Yu Xiaoming smiled slightly after she finished speaking. This was a small action that she naturally revealed when she was about to do something bad. "Feng Mo, the Mo Yu fleet can help you once at any time. If you need it, contact Lao Wang in time," Mo Zhu on the side added. "Okay, that's settled." Feng Mo thanks everyone for their help again. Feng Mo went offline after he finished speaking. The fleet had already arrived at the asteroid belt. Feng Mo first exchanged the 4 T1 civilian starships that he promised. In the Xinhua Mall, it only takes 10 points to exchange a T1 starship, and 40 points for 4, which is very cheap. The 4 T1 starships Feng Mo chose all have only one feature, which is that they are durable and the cost of construction is lower. This is the biggest selling point. No one can refuse a civilian starship that is both cheap and durable. If there is one, it means that he is not short of money and will not use a civilian starship. Chapter 64 Xu Yunjian's Methods. After the fleet arrived in the asteroid belt, it sailed all the way to the asteroid that caused the magnetic field fluctuations. Before leaving, Feng Mo specially asked Alyssa to design a small laser cannon that can continuously emit weak laser. Load it onto a T2 Black Bear, so that the magnetic field fluctuations in the asteroid belt can be suppressed for a long time. After solving the magnetic field fluctuations, Feng Mo took an interstellar spacecraft to the T3 Bronze Hammer, the core of the T4 Scorpion-class stealth bomber that he wanted to build himself. Just when Feng Mo returned to building starships day and night, Chu Yunjian was causing trouble in the business world of Snow Eagle Empire. Many local companies in the Snow Eagle Empire are unwilling to be enemies with this dragon crossing the river, and Chu Yunjian's target is not them. Although it will interfere with the market to a certain extent, there is still room for them to survive. Snow Eagle's Bei family was not having a good time during this period. First, the Snow Eagle Empire suddenly established the Fenian Starship Trading Branch, and then merged and acquired several starship manufacturers at lightning speed. With the 4 T1 civilian starships provided by Feng Mo, a large amount of raw materials provided by the Chen family, and the acquired production lines, Chu Yunjian directly rolled up his arms and went to work. The Snow Eagle Empire suddenly had a large influx of T1 civilian starships for the citizens of the empire to choose from, and Fenian Starship Trading Company also generously developed a starship comparison function, which allows citizens to intuitively see the data after starship comparison. This suddenly ignited the citizens' desire to buy. On the T1 and T2 tracks, Fenian Starship Trading Company was unrivaled. In just half a year, the Bei family's market share was greatly reduced. Snow Eagle Empire Bei family conference room. The atmosphere was a little heavy at this time. Bei Yanbing, the head of the Bei family, waved his hand and summoned a holographic simulation image, which was 4 starship comparison data. 4 of them are the 4 T1 starships that the Bei family has been selling well, and the remaining 4 are new T1 products launched by Fenian Starship Trading Company. The market is currently hot. There is no need to mention the types of starships. The types of ships in the 4 starship comparison data are all the same. However, there have been great changes starting from the armor strength. Among them, the 4 starships launched by Fenian Starship Trading have an average armor strength that is 20 units higher than the 4 starships of the Bei family. The same goes for the starship speed, which is only 10 star speeds higher. In the remaining weapon comparison, The 4 starships launched by Feng interstellar trade directly crushed the 4 starships of the Bay family. From the starship's armor strength to speed to weapons, it crushed the Bay family's starships in all aspects, which greatly reduced the market share of the Bay family's starship trading company in the Snow Eagle Empire. Especially in terms of selling price, the average price of the 4 starships of the Bay family is 800,000 Snow Eagle coins, while Feng Starship Trading Company has launched a joint purchase preferential policy for the same price, allowing the purchase of 4 starships at the same time. 8.50% off. In just 6 months, everyone in the Bay family discovered that their T1 civilian starship could no longer be sold. Just ask how the Bay family can fight against Feng Starship Trading Company. They can't beat them at all. At the same time, in just half a year, the Bay family's resource planets in the U5 galaxy have experienced accidents one after another. Today, the mining equipment exploded. Tomorrow the workers went on strike. Then the transport starship exploded. And the day after tomorrow, military control continued for 7 days and no mining was allowed. This series of things that happened made the Bay family very distressed. The Bay family's intelligence network didn't know which family was targeting them at all. They only knew that it was the force behind Feng Mo. Finally, half a year later, the Bay family couldn't bear it anymore and contacted the Tan Kiao family behind it. After being informed that Tan Kiyushi had personally killed him, the head of the Bay family was completely panicked. He didn't expect that there would be such a big counterattack against Feng Mo just twice, which made him somewhat unexpected. Now, the Bay family is in crisis. If it is not resolved, it may be in danger of overthrowing. Let's talk about the solution. This time, speak freely. Bai Yanbing looked around and found that no one stood up to speak. A flash of disappointment flashed in his eyes. This group of idlers had lived a comfortable life for hundreds of years and did not know how to think with their brains. They only knew how to sit back and enjoy life every year for dividends. Father, Mu Chen thinks that we can work with Feng Starship Trading Company to reduce prices. As for the U5 galaxy, Mu Chen is willing to lead a T3 fleet to sit in the U5 galaxy. Bai Yanbing was not satisfied after hearing this. This was not a good idea. If he was not afraid of thieves stealing, he would be afraid that thieves would miss him. Instead of preventing the enemy from destroying him, it was better to deal with the enemy at the source. What is the source? Feng Mo from the Storm Galaxy, or directly abandon the Tan Qiuezi and Hua Yao Chu family to target the Snow Eagle Bay family. At this time, Bai Yanbing also encountered difficulties. In the past 6 months, Feng Mo had been hiding in the Storm Galaxy. The Bai family had sent spies to the Storm Galaxy many times and found that the Storm Galaxy's defense power had greatly increased. Nowadays, every resource planet in the Storm Galaxy has a T2 planet defense system, and Feng Mo's 3 fleets are gradually improving. Among them, Feng Mo's fleet has more than 100 T3 starships. Feng Mo has become more and more mature. If the Bai family wants to deal with him, they can only dispatch the T4 fleet. But is this possible? The Bai family of the Snow Eagle Empire dispatched the T4 fleet to kill the Earl of Yunshan Empire. Unless the Bai family wants to be buried with Feng Mo, otherwise only fools would do this. As for sending someone to assassinate him, not to mention that the spies had not seen Feng Mo in the past 6 months, Bai Yanbing had no other choice but to turn to his backers, the Tan Kiao family. People's joys and sorrows are not the same. Compared with the Bai family's misery, Chu Yunjian has lived a very comfortable life. In the past 6 months, Feng Starship Trading Company has completely crushed the Bai family and occupied the entire Snow Eagle Empire T1 and T2 starship market 35% share. Every morning when she wakes up, a lot of star coins are deposited into her account. Chu Yunjian likes doing business the most, and she likes the feeling of receiving star coins into her account. Otherwise, she would not have put so much effort into establishing the Yunjian Chamber of Commerce. And what has Feng Mo done in the past 6 months? At this time, Feng Moran was still in the asteroid zone, but he was taking a nap at this time. He was really tired, as if he had returned to the time when he only slept 4 hours a day in order to build the Storm. The hull of the T4 Tail Scorpion-class stealth bomber is not that big, so it is relatively easy to build the hull. In this way, it takes nearly 3 months to build a T4 tail Scorpion on average. What's more, Feng Mo built 2 ships at once and kept running for 6 months, which really exhausted him. Early the next morning, Feng Mo got up and got dressed. Today was the day for the T4 tail Scorpion's trial voyage. If everything went well, he would be able to return to the Storm Prime this afternoon. Feng Mo felt hot in his heart after not seeing Al for half a year. He was really a little hungry. "Sir, Commander, next we will conduct trial training of the T4 Scorpion-class stealth bomber." Hu Qin looked at Feng Mo and said. "Let's start," Feng Mo said. "The first item of the trial is now, sailing at top speed, full power output of the starship engine, speed. Continue. To sail on this course, the starship engine will output full power and the speed will be 320 star speed. Each cabin of T4 tail Scorpion will pay close attention to the hull data. If there is any abnormality, report it immediately. Trial training officially begins." Chapter 65 Temporary Mission, Starship Sails at Top Speed. This is a great test for the newly built starship, but Feng Mo has absolute confidence in the starship he built. Sure enough, 10 minutes later. Report: the engine system is all normal, the hull structure is stable, the energy is sufficient, the navigation is stable, and there are no abnormalities. As each cabin gave feedback one after another, Feng Mo felt reassured. "Sir, Commander, next we will conduct tests on star shields, weapons, etc." 3 hours later, Hu Qin looked at Feng Mo, stood up and saluted. "I am reporting to you, Commander, that the sea trials and training programs of the 2 T4 tail Scorpions have been completed, and there are no abnormalities. Their performance is strong enough to crush the original T4 Lynx." Feng Mo chuckled after hearing this. With these 2 T4 tail Scorpions, he no longer has to be afraid of the little tricks the Bei family uses. As for the Bei family's T4 fleet, he still needs to find a way to deal with it. "Okay, Hu Qin, notify the fleet to return." After the trial voyage ended that afternoon, the fleet returned successfully. Feng Mo did not park the 2 T4 tail Scorpions at the starport of the Storm Prime, but left them in the asteroid belt. The man driving these 2 starships was Mero. Sisters. These 2 sisters are also Feng Mo's confidants, and they also have slave chips in their brains. Feng Mo is completely assured that the carrier will deliver supplies to them regularly. Feng Mo firmly believed that this kind of hiding time would not last long. After returning to Storm Prime, Feng Mo put down what he was doing and spent 2 days in the room with Al. On the 3rd day, Feng Mo walked out of the room refreshed, leaving Al, who was as limp as mud, to continue resting. After arriving at the office, he first made a video call to Chu Yunjian. After the video was connected, he saw Chu Yunjian in pajamas, half lying on the bed, revealing his graceful body. But at this time, Feng Mo only looked at it with admiration and couldn't think of anything else. He was now in sage mode. "Come out of seclusion, there is something you need to do for the Bei family." Chu Yunjian said straight to the point, and Feng Mo said, "Oh." After hearing this, "The past 6 months have been difficult for the Snow Eagle Bei family. Fenian Starship Trading Company has grabbed share, and Tankeyushi has made troubles, making them miserable." During the 6 months since Chu Yunjian had been in seclusion in Feng Mo, he would send him a report every month detailing the progress in suppressing the Bei family of Snow Eagle. Nowadays, the Bei family's existing starships are poorly sold. If they cannot sell the starships, the Bei family has lost a lot of money due to the cost and labor of mining raw materials, labor and taxes for building the starships. "What do you need me to do?" Feng Mo asked curiously. "Now, the Bei family's Starship Trading Company is on the verge of bankruptcy. There is a large backlog of starships to survive. If you can't sell them, you will die. In addition, the Bei family once compensated you 30 million star coins plus 5 dark energy crystals. These are the assets of the Bei family. But the Chu family's intelligence network found that the Bei family also has a considerable source of income, and that is the slave trade. Do you still remember the 3 fleets that attacked you?" The commander of the fleet is named Liang Guan. and he is the person in charge of the Bay family's slave trade. Since his death, the Bay family has picked up this business again in half a year. 7 days later, the first batch of slaves transported by the Bay family will return from the depths of the starry sky, passing through the Demon Galaxy, the U5 Galaxy, the U1 Galaxy, and finally arriving at the Auckland Galaxy. You need to lead the Storm Fleet to wait in the Demon Galaxy, stop this fleet, and rescue all the slaves. In this way, I can guarantee that the Bay family will be completely defeated in the second half of the year. As soon as Chu Yunjian finished speaking, the Xinhuo system automatically appeared in front of Feng Mo, and a temporary task was updated in the task column. Temporary mission: rescue the slaves transported by the Bay family, reward 1,000 points. Hey, Feng Mo, are you listening? Feng Mo, who had just been stunned because of the temporary mission, woke up when he heard Chu Yunjian's call, and then said, "Yunjian, please send the information and leave this matter to the Storm Fleet. The slaves rescued will be 50-50. After hearing this, Chu Yunjian gave Feng Mo a roll of his eyes and said with a hint of coquettishness, "If you have a conscience, just keep the slaves you rescued. The entire Storm Galaxy doesn't even have a population of 1 billion. You need to keep working hard." Feng Mo was very embarrassed when he said this. In fact, the entire Storm Galaxy used to have a population of 1 billion, but most of the Bixi tribe was slaughtered by Feng Mo, and the rest were used as slave workers, resulting in a population of only over 800 million. A galaxy with such a small population base cannot produce many talents. This has led to Al's frequent trips to the Auckland Galaxy to receive a large number of slave talents in the past 6 months. Chu Yunjian obviously knew this, and that's why he said this. "Thank you, Yunjian." Feng Mo thanked him very sincerely, which made Chu Yunjian a little uncomfortable. His reddish face was very pretty, and it seemed that he couldn't stand Feng Mo's sincere eyes, so Chu Yunjian hung up the video directly. After a while, information about the Bay family's fleet transporting slaves came over, and Feng Mo checked it carefully. After the Bay family lost a T4 Lynx and a T3 medium fleet, coupled with the suppression in the past 6 months, they no longer had the financial wealth they once had. The fleet transporting slaves this time included 10 fully loaded T3 class starship carriers, and the escort fleet consisted of a mixed fleet of 100 T3 and T2 starships. The flagships are a T3 Hive class aircraft carrier starship and a T3 Cheetah class star battleship, paired with 12 T3 Peregrine class star destroyers. The remaining frigates and supply ships are all T2 level, so there is nothing to fear. After receiving the information, Feng Mo did not directly make strategic arrangements. Instead, he first asked Huakin, who had been waiting for a long time, "Huakin, how is the reorganization of the Storm Fleet going?" "Back to Commander, you now have 3 fleets under your command, namely the Storm Fleet, the Explorer Fleet and the Elf Fleet. Among them, the Storm Fleet has 44 T3 starships, 64 T2 starships, and 100 T3 mechs, including the flagship Storm, T3 Sea Lion, 2 T3 Boxers, and 16 collaborative fleets. T3 Dalmantis, 64 T2 Black Bears, and the Logistics Fleet has 4 T3 Bronze Hammers, 10 T3 Reindeer, and 10 T3 Red Creepers. The Explorer Fleet has 10 T3 starships, 8 T2 starships, 1 T3 Sea Lion flagship, 4 T3 Mantis, 8 T2 Black Bear, 1 T3 Bronze Hammer, 2 T3 Reindeer, and 2 T3 Red. The Elf Fleet has 30 T3 starships and 90 T2 starships, including 1 Storm, 1 T3 Sea Lion, 4 T3 Mantis, 12 T3 Rhino, 5 T3 Reindeer, and 2 T3 Bronze Hammer, 5 T3 Red Creepers. The construction of the 3 fleet starships has been completed, and the trials have been completed and officially put into use. The Colossal sisters have also sent back news that the exploration of the Storm Galaxy has made great progress. A total of 7 resource planets have been discovered, including 1 T3 level and 6 T2 level. It will take half a year to fully explore the entire galaxy. Feng Mo nodded after hearing this. It seemed that the colossal sisters were making good progress. As the number of resource planets under their command increased, the corresponding income would also increase. Who can order the storm fleet to replenish ammunition and energy, and prepare to set sail in 6 days. The logistics fleet does not need to follow, and will be back soon. Yes. Chapter 66 Demon Galaxy. The Ackland Galaxy is the edge galaxy of the Snow Eagle Empire. The closest ones to the Ackland Galaxy are the U1, 2, and 3 galaxies, followed by the U4 and 5 galaxies, and beyond that lies the depths of the chaotic star sea. Writing this, I hope readers will remember our domain name TaiwanNovelNetwork.com. At present, the federal sphere of influence can only radiate to the U-series galaxies. Any further away is no longer the federal sphere of influence. In the depths of the sea of chaotic stars, strength is king. In other words, as long as Feng Mo does not ambush the Bay family's carrier starship in the U-series galaxy, there will be no problems and there will be no federal legal disputes. The U5 galaxy is connected to 3 galaxies, among which the Demon Galaxy is a high-quality source of goods for the Star Sea Human Federation Slave Trading Company. Just because the Devil Galaxy is a large galaxy and is at war with foreign countries all year round, of course its rulers do not dare to offend the Star Sea Human Federation, and they also need to trade with the Federation to a certain extent. This has led to this place becoming the largest purchase channel for slave companies. However, there is no Stargate between the Devil Galaxy and the U5 Galaxy. The only way to travel from the Devil Galaxy to the U5 Galaxy is to forcefully pass through intergalactic space. The goal of Feng Mo's trip was the intergalactic space from the Devil's Galaxy to the U5 Galaxy. The Storm Fleet arrived at the coordinates in Chuyunjian's data one day in advance to wait. Intergalactic space is a buffer zone that exists between galaxies. This space contains hydrogen atoms, occupying about 70% of the entire space. The remaining space is also distributed with planets, stars and other materials. The intergalactic space is not as bright as the galaxy. The overall tone here is darker, which is very suitable for ambush warfare. And for the sake of safety this time, Feng Mo not only brought the Storm Fleet, but also dispatched a T4-tail Scorpion from the asteroid belt. With the stealth detection function of the T4-tailed Scorpion, the Snow Eagle Bay family's transport fleet could not detect it at all. At this time, Feng Mo was sitting on the captain's chair of the Storm. Opposite him was a holographic virtual screen. On it were the Mellow sisters. Through the shared perspective, Feng Mo could clearly see the perspective of T4-tail Scorpion. It is indeed a T4 starship. The radar system is at least 3 times more powerful than that of a T3 starship. Feng Mo sighed while looking at the screen attentively. Alert! A large number of energy bodies are found ahead. Radar scanning. Images have been generated. Through the screen, Feng Mo could clearly see a carrier fleet, with 3 badges spray-painted on the starship hull. The first one was for the Star Sea Human Federation, the second one was for the Snow Eagle Empire, and the third one was for the Bay family. It was them, the Bay family fleet transporting slaves, who was waiting for them. Who can order the Storm Fleet to move forward at full speed and head to the coordinates? There are a large number of people from our Storm Galaxy ahead of us waiting to be welcomed by the fleet. Obviously, Feng Mo at this time regarded these slaves as his own people. A T3 class interstellar carrier can carry a population of about 30 million. This fleet has a total of 10 T3 interstellar carriers, which is a population of 300 million. By then, the total population of the Storm Galaxy will exceed more than 1.1 billion. So beautiful. Mellow, try the power of T4-tail Scorpion. The target is all T3 starships in the enemy fleet. We just use them as a trial in actual combat. Yes, Commander. Just in time for this destruction, Feng Mo also wanted to see how powerful the T4-tailed Scorpion he built was. At this time, the T4-tail Scorpions were already ambushing the Bay family fleet on the only way to pass. The moment the Bay family fleet arrived in intergalactic space, the Marrow sisters had already chosen the best attack position. T4 Scorpion-class stealth bomber, in the main control room. Turn on the stealth full speed mode and sail to the target location. Sister Merlo gave the order. T4-tailed scorpion entered the invisible state, instantly increased to the maximum star speed, and silently approached the Bay family fleet. When they reached the best attack position, the Merlo sisters ordered again, incorporate the enemy fleet T3 Hive-class aircraft carrier starships, T3 Cheetah-class star battleships and 12 T3 Peregrine-class star destroyers into active attack targets. Following the orders of Sister Merlo, many crew members organized 14 enemy T3 starships into attack targets. Weapons and equipment, proton torpedoes and kinetic energy beam missiles are ready. Launch. Watching, the Merlo sisters command the T4-tail scorpion to prepare for the attack in an orderly manner. Feng Mo in the main control room of the Storm nodded in agreement. The proton torpedo is designed to break the star shield, and the kinetic energy beam missile strikes the ship's hull. The weapons are well matched. At this time, the T4-tailed scorpion had entered the enemy's radar scanning range, but the enemy obviously found no trace of the T4-tailed scorpion. The alarm did not sound until it revealed its body and launched a large number of missiles, but it was too late. Alert! The starship radar has detected an energy attack targeting the fleet, and the star shield has been turned on to maximum power. 3 consecutive sirens made the Bay fleet completely panic. Star Wars was attacking the communication system and the radar system. Your fleet can't find any trace of the enemy starships. The fleet radar doesn't detect it until the enemy has launched its missiles. It's definitely too late. When the proton torpedoes and kinetic energy beam missiles approached, the commander of the Bay fleet had not yet had time to issue the first order. The first thing to fall were 14 T4-class proton torpedoes, which landed accurately on the star shields of all T3 starships in the Bay family fleet. In an instant, all the star shields were shattered. The next thing that fell was 14 T4-class kinetic beam missiles, which accurately hit the bridges of 14 ships. In an instant, the 14 T3 starships of the Bay family fleet sounded a huge explosion. Unfortunately, the Merlo sisters sitting in the T4-tail scorpion and Feng Mo, who was far away in the main control room of the Storm, could not hear it. But the crew of the 14 T3 starships of the Bay family could still hear it. The rumble sounded, accompanied by the sound of starships breaking, exploding, and vibrating, one after another, sounding a perfect movement. Of course, this sound can only be heard once in a lifetime. The radar detected that the energy signal of the target starship disappeared. The attack was effective. Please give instructions. The adjutant beside them reported, and the Merlo sisters were a little excited. It was really good. It could be called a dimensionality reduction attack. Moreover, as orcs, they had a desire for war in their bones. It was not enough to just destroy the enemy's T3 starships. Then they ordered, all interstellar missiles aim at all the enemy's T2 combat starships, and fire. In an instant, 50 launch silos opened, and 50 interstellar missiles found their target starships and fell directly. In fact, this T4-class interstellar missile hitting a T2 starship is like using a cannon to hit a mosquito, which is a complete waste. But the Merlo sisters, who were in high spirits, didn't care at all. Feng Mo, who saw all this through the video, just frowned slightly. He knew that when the general is away, he would not obey the orders of the king. If there is anything, he can talk about it later, but don't always forcefully interfere with the orders issued by his commanders. This is a blow to the prestige of the commanders, and it also hits their self-confidence, which is easy to form self-doubt, which Feng Mo doesn't want to see. But he also felt sorry for the ammunition money. It's true that a cannon is worth a lot of gold. He already has 2 big money-eaters under his command, and now he is building 2 more, which is painful. Chapter 67 A Rich Harvest. When the Storm fleet arrived at the battlefield, it could be clearly seen through the radar-generated images that 10 T3-class star carriers were surrounded by countless starship wreckage. The Storm fleet cleans the battlefield faster, and the T4-tail scorpion is responsible for the reconnaissance work. Following Feng Mo's order, the captains were surprised, but they did not dare to ask more questions. They all commanded the starships to send out tractor beams and pack the loot away, making full use of it to not let go of any valuable items. Huanghan, Connect the video communication of the T-3 starship carrier. Yes. After Joaquin responded, she dialed the video communication of the T-3 interstellar carrier. The video was quickly connected. Feng Mo looked at the 10 captains on the other end of the video who had pale faces and cold sweat and said, "Presumably you have used all the methods of calling for help. It will take some time for the reinforcements to arrive here, so your lives are still in my hands for the time being. If you want to survive, I will order all the crew members to be captured without mercy. I will consider letting you live." How dare these frightened captains refuse to agree to what Feng Mo said? Some captains even followed Feng Mo and expressed their loyalty on the spot. He didn't believe any of this. Sometimes the grass on the wall is even more hateful. These people are. Feng Mo was already a dead man in his heart. Joaquin informed Feng Tanya to lead the interstellar mecha team to gather all the captains and crew members of the T-3 interstellar carriers into the 3 T-3 Dao Mantis starships for unified management, and deal with them when they leave intergalactic space. Send our crew to temporarily take over all T-3 interstellar carriers. After the battlefield is cleaned, we will return together. With an order, Feng Tanya led the mecha squad to arrest all the captains and crew members without encountering any resistance at all. These Bay captains and crew members were very cooperative. An hour later, the battlefield was cleaned, and the Storm Fleet returned fully loaded. 4 hours later, the Storm Fleet took the U-5 Stargate back to the U-3 Stargate, and then returned to the Storm Galaxy through intergalactic space. The entire robbery and murder mission took no more than 2 days to complete. From the initial ambush to the current return, the Bay family must be very busy now. As expected, the Bay family is very lively now, even in a state of chaos. The Bay family starship trading company has been suppressed recently, and it can be said that there is no harvest. The resource planet mining under the U-5 galaxy is in full progress, and now even the last one is in full swing. All businesses were robbed and killed. It was really a leaky house, but it rained all night and the boat was broken, and there was a strong wind. The successive blows made the entire Bay family miserable. They had tried all the available methods but still had no effect. It was as if there was an invisible big hand pushing the entire Bay family step by step into the abyss. After a series of blows, goods were suppressed, and compensation was paid. Nowadays, the Bay family cannot afford to support the T-4 fleet by relying on the income from the territory alone. They are completely resting on their laurels, and the dividends for the children of the family are far away. If this continues, the Bay family may face bankruptcy in less than half a year. By then, the fleet cannot afford to support it. Who can work for the Bay family and rely on friendship? How much is friendship worth? So Bai Yanbing, the head of the Bay family, made a final struggle at this time and dialed the video communication of his backer Tanqi Qiao's family. Obviously, the Qiao family knew everything about what happened recently in the Bay family of Snow Eagle. After the video was connected, before Bai Yanbing could speak, an elder of the Qiao family took the lead and said, "Lao Bei, I have been friends with you for many years. I would like to advise you to bow your head when you should." After consultation at the internal meeting of the Qiao family, we will not start a war with the Tanqi Yushi and Hua Yao Chu family for the sake of the Bei family. We can only do it in the name of the Qiao family. I want you to meet Count Feng Mo. What else can Bai Yanbing do? Even his backers tell him to give in. What else can he do? Of course, be obedient and follow the trend. Fight for a glimmer of hope for the Bai family, and keep yourself useful for later retribution. Old Qiao, my request is very simple. The Bai family can pay any price. I just hope that this matter can end smoothly. The Bai family can sign a federal contract with Earl Feng Mo that they will not attack each other. If Feng Mo were here at this time, he would probably say something to Bai Yanbing. Why would he have done it in the first place if he had known today? But Feng Mo was not there. He was leading a group of captains to count the number of people. It was similar to his estimate. Each of the 10 T-3 class interstellar carriers would transport approximately 34 million slaves. 10 ships would equal 300 million slaves. 40 million people. It's really a fortune. In the interstellar era, The vast interstellar territory and the huge population base are the cornerstones of the development of this interstellar territory. The registration of more than 300 million people and the distribution of planets was a big job. It took a total of 7 days to complete the distribution. Among them, the Storm Prime received a population of 200 million, and the White Elm received a population of 140 million. As for the main planet of elves, Feng Mo did not allow humans and elves to mix, and there was no need to deliberately assimilate them. Sometimes pure-blooded elves were more valuable. Huacan has been very busy these days. She just finished handling the personnel placement issue and came to the office to report to Feng Mo. Lord Commander, the personnel placement problem has been solved. This batch of slaves is mainly humanoid, of which half-orcs account for 4/5, and the remaining 1/5 is made up of humans, interstellar dwarves, interstellar succubi, interstellar elves, defeated interstellar demons and more. Among them, there are only nearly 1,000 interstellar dwarves. I have handed them over to Elisa to build a dwarf city on the southern border of Storm Prime and let them live there temporarily. As for the more than 70,000 elves, they have been sent to the main star of the elves. The Queen asked me to express gratitude to you on his behalf. She also said that there will be repayment in the future, and that you can understand. The last dozen or so interstellar succubi will be like the 3 little ones. They will first enter the captain training class and can serve as fleet captains after graduation. The orcs and humans who occupy the largest number will all become citizens of the Storm Galaxy and be registered. An examination will be held every 7 days to select useful talents and assign them to various positions. Finally, there are the interstellar demons. This is a race with a large number of branches. This group of interstellar demons has a population of 30 million. I would like to ask the commander how to deal with them. After listening, Feng Mo read the information in detail again, and then asked, "Does El have any opinions?" Facing Feng Mo's question, Huacan smiled and said, "I guessed right. You will definitely ask me what Sister El thinks. Sister El asked me to tell you that this group of interstellar demons is not the group that followed her in the uprising, and most of these demons participated in the battle that attacked her." Feng Mo understood. This is simple. It just so happens that each resource planet is still short of miners. Let's disperse these interstellar demons and distribute them to the major resource planets. Tell the soldiers to keep a close watch on them and kill them immediately if they resist. The interstellar demons are all tall and strong, so it's perfect to use them as miners. Then we can select organized talents from the former miners to manage this group of demons. Yes. Huacan responded and turned to leave. At this time, Feng Mo's smart terminal rang. It was Chu Yunjian who invited him to a video call. Chapter 68 Negotiation. After Feng Mo connected the video, he saw Chu Yunjian opposite, wearing a holy gauze white dress, vaguely revealing a curvy figure, which is delicious. Very greedy. Writing this, I hope readers will remember our domain name TaiwanNovelNetwork.com. Feng Mo looked at it calmly. A flash of admiration flashed in his eyes. What a beauty! I don't know if I will take advantage of that bastard in the future, but maybe I will take advantage of him. Shaking his head to remove the distracting thoughts in his mind, Feng Mo said seriously, "Are you looking for me for anything?" Chu Yunjian, who was opposite, saw Feng Mo's admiring eyes just now, and felt a little secretly happy in his heart, but he still replied seriously, "The chief steward of the Kiao family and Tanki contacted me and wanted us to show our favor and give the Bei family a way out. The Bei family is willing to pay compensation. The specific content can be discussed." After hearing this, Feng Mo smiled disdainfully and said, "Compensation? Does the Bei family have anything to compensate for now? The half-dead Starship Trading Company? Or the dozens of resource planets under its command? Unless they can use the T4 in their hands, the fleet will compensate me, otherwise there will be no discussion." You really want their lives? This is impossible. The T4 fleet is their last resort. The Bei family cannot give it to you. If they don't want to talk, I will reject them, Izuma Yenran said with a smile. Talk? Why don't you talk? If you don't negotiate with the Bei family this time, it will really be a dead end. After all, They control a T4 fleet and have the strength to negotiate with me. Feng Mo said calmly. Chu Yunjian's eyes lit up after hearing this, and he instantly understood what Feng Mo meant, and then asked tentatively, "You mean to distract the Bei family in the name of negotiation, and then secretly attack the T4 fleet, but how to do it?" After hearing this, Feng Mo shook his head and said, "I can only think of this method for the time being. If I don't destroy this fleet or control it in my own hands, I won't be able to destroy the Bei family. Doing this has no beginning and no end. What will the outside world think of me? A Mao, big boy, not ruthless enough?" Even if it was to establish prestige, he had to completely crush the Bei family to death. Feng Mo still didn't say a word. He crushed the Bei family to death in order to complete the fire mission. After the temporary mission was completed, he would get 1,000 points. Now Feng Mo's points have reached 2,160 points, and he is only one task away from redeeming a T4 starship again. For Feng Mo's T4 starship, he can only wrong the Bei family and go to hell. Of course, if hell doesn't stop, Feng Mo won't mind turning the entire Bei family into ashes. Okay, then, when I enter the Star Network space, I will ask the family to notify the head of the Bei family. After Chu Yunjian finished speaking, he hung up the video. Feng Mo entered the Star Network space directly, and found the same luxurious box. This place had been leased by Fenian Starship Trading Company for a long time and became their small base. When Feng Mo arrived at the box, Chu Yunjian handed him the brewed tea. Feng Mo took the teacup and drank it in one gulp before saying, "How about it? When will that old guy come?" After hearing this, Chu Yunjian gave Feng Mo a big roll of his eyes, and then said coquettishly, "You really don't know how to be polite. After all, you are also a marquis of an empire. You are a shut-up old fellow and you're not civilized or polite." After hearing this, Feng Mo chuckled and said, "Since we are destined to become enemies, why should I give him face? Besides, I have already given him face by being able to talk to him. What else do you want?" Hey, what a big arrogance. If I ask the Earl to do something in the future, will I have to bow down in front of your door and salute you? Chu Yunjian said with a smile. After hearing this, Feng Mo waved his hands and said, "Don't make fun of me. Miss Chu asked me to do something, and it must be done unconditionally. Who asked you to be so kind to me? I have no way to repay you, so I can only promise you with my life." After hearing this, Chu Yunjian spat softly. Just as he was about to speak, there was a knock on the door. It was the person who wanted to negotiate. He was a little annoyed. He didn't see the flirt, who was disturbing him at this time. Very rude. Chu Yunjian Kyang Ninja opened the door of the box angrily, and when he saw Bei Yanbing outside, he said with a professional smile on his face, "You're a rare guest. Welcome to the Master Bei family. Please come in quickly." Bei Yanbing didn't even dare to say anything after hearing this. He kept saying nice things as if they were free of charge. While talking, he followed Chu Yunjian into the box. "This must be Count Feng Mo. When we first meet, I am Bei Yanbing of the Bei family." After Bei Yanbing finished speaking, he came up to shake hands with Feng Mo. Feng Mo had no choice but to shake hands with him, and then raised his hand slightly to make a gesture of invitation. "Please sit down. Mr. Bei is a very direct person. If you come here today, you must have something to discuss." Mr. Bei just said it doesn't matter, as long as the conditions are sufficient. Feng Maju will have nothing to say. Bei Yanbing seemed to agree, but in his heart he cursed all the 18 generations of Feng Mo's ancestors, and said with a smile on his face, "Earl Feng Mo, there was a little conflict between our families before. If this matter can turn things around, the Bei family is willing to pay another 30 million star coins to appease the Earl's anger." Feng Mo was slightly shocked after hearing this. Does the Bei family still have so much money? As expected of a well-established family, their heritage is indeed quite good. Although Feng Mo was very moved by Bei Yanbing's conditions, he still shook his head decisively and said, "Master Bei, last time your second son burned, killed, and looted in the Storm Galaxy, he committed all kinds of evil. I was forced to have no choice but to fight back. Your Bei family paid 30 million star coins in compensation. This time, Your Bei family organized 3 fleets to invade the Storm Galaxy, causing great damage to the entire galaxy. I'm afraid 30 million is not enough. Feng Mo's appetite is not ordinary. There is no such thing as asking for a sky-high price and paying it back. He really thinks that 30 million is not enough. Oh, then please tell me the number. My Bei family will sell everything they have to make up for it. If they can't make up for it, they can borrow money from the Tanqi Qiao family. I believe that the count will not make things too difficult for my Bei family. Although Bei Yanbing spoke with a smile, he always gave people a cold feeling, especially when he mentioned the Qiao family. He deliberately emphasized his tone. Feng Mo also heard that he was just threatening him with the Qiao family. Okay, Master Bei, since you asked me to tell you the number, I can't be stingy. Otherwise outsiders will think that the Bei family can't afford it. How about multiplying it by 10? Feng Mo replied with a smile. What, did you say? 300 million star coins? Bei Yanbing couldn't help but exclaimed after hearing this, and then realized that he had lost his composure. He quickly stretched out his trembling hands and tremblingly picked up the teacup on the table, using tea to cover up his loss of composure. Feng Mo looked at him with amusement, and further provoked him. Master Bei heard correctly. It is 300 million star coins, not Yunshan coins, let alone Snow Eagle coins. I believe that the Bei family can still take it out. At most, the T4 fleet can be sold to the Apocalypse Qiao family. What do you think, Master Bei? Feng Mo said in a sarcasm, and his tone became even heavier when he mentioned the Apocalypse Qiao family. Chu Yunjian on the side also continued to provoke. Master Bei, don't worry, if the Qiao family doesn't have so much money, our Yunjian Chamber of Commerce will take over your fleet and give you a fair price. How about 250 million star coins? You are going too far. Bei Yanbing put down his teacup, stood up and walked away. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelist. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We are waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 69 White Hole. After Bei Yanbing left, Chu Yunjian showed a trace of worry on his face and asked Feng Mo, you said that if we make this old man angry and run away, will he fight to the death with you? Feng Mo chuckled after hearing this, then shook his head and said, this old man is just taking this opportunity to escape. If he doesn't run away and continues to talk, his fleet will be in danger. You wait and see. In less than half an hour, the Qiao family will take the initiative to contact me to discuss the compensation price. Everything was as Feng Mo expected. Bei Yanbing himself was like a fish to be slaughtered in front of Feng Mo and Chu Yunjian. No matter what price they offered, he couldn't bargain because their status was not equal. Unless he fought to the death and exchanged the lives of the Bei family for Feng Mo's Storm Galaxy, he might not be able to kill Feng Mo, which was obviously not worth it. Half an hour passed quickly, and just when Chu Yunjian was getting a little impatient, the knock on the door sounded again. Through the holographic screen, it can be seen that the person knocking on the door this time is a white-haired old man wearing a moon-white robe with the word Qiao embroidered on his chest with gold thread. Chu Yunjian stood up and gave Feng Mo a look that said you were right, then switched to a professional smile and opened the door of the box. Hey, isn't this Mr. Qiao? Please come in. Feng Mo and I have been waiting for you for a long time. This time, even Chu Yunjian showed a solemn expression on his face. Feng Mo did not dare to neglect him and stood up to greet him. Hello, Mr. Qiao, I'm Feng Mo. The two shook hands lightly. Mr. Qiao looked very young, but with his silver white hair, he looked a little out of place. But he said kindly, Count Feng Mo, Miss Chu, I came here for only one thing. After all, the people below have been with the Qiao family for hundreds of years. Even if they have no merit, they have worked hard. I hope you will spare the Bei family this time for the sake of the Qiao family. I promise here that there will be no second time for this kind of thing, okay? Although Mr. Qiao spoke kindly, Feng Mo still heard the taste of not being able to refuse from his words. If it is impossible to do it, just be straightforward. Mr. Kiao, I can give face to the Kiao family, but the compensation of the Bei family must not be less. With Fenion Starship Trading Company, I don't lack star coins. I want a large amount of dark energy crystals or dark matter raw materials. What do you think, Mr. Kiao? Feng Mo's words were more impactful than 300 million star coins, as mentioned earlier. The symbol of the aristocratic family is the Quasi-T5 starship, which is built with dark energy crystals as the engine and dark matter raw materials as the hull. The only difference between it and a real T5 starship is the weapon. Feng Mo's big mouth at this time makes it hard not to imagine that he wants to build a Quasi-T5 starship. Old Kiao finally became serious, and his originally hunched back straightened up. He was more imposing than before, and said word by word, "Then I wonder how much Earl Feng Mo needs?" Facing the imposing and intimidating power of old Kiao, Feng Mo and Chu Yunjian were somewhat affected, but not much. Feng Mo came out of a mountain of corpses and a sea of blood, and Chu Yunjian was the eldest lady of the Huaiyao Chu family. There were many people with higher status than old Kiao. "I don't want much, just enough raw materials and crystals to build a T4 starship." Feng Mo didn't say much, but in fact he was not polite at all. Old Kiao couldn't help but laugh at Feng Mo's shameless spirit. "The Kiao family doesn't have that much inventory, can we replace it with something else?" "Mr. Kiao, the Kiao family is big and powerful. It's impossible that they don't have inventory, and what the kid wants is really not much. The Kiao family doesn't have it. We can go to the military to exchange it, and the value of these raw materials and crystals is not as great as 300 million star coins, right?" Feng Mo obviously really switched the concept. If we simply talk about the total value of the dark energy crystals and dark matter raw materials used to build a T4 starship, then there is indeed not 300 million star coins. But it can't be said that way. These two materials are not available on the market, which means that even if you have 300 million star coins, you can only buy a small amount. But if you want to collect enough to build a T4 starship, you have to collect it for a few hundred years. The atmosphere suddenly became a little solemn, and old Kiao couldn't help but sneer, and then asked, "You mean either 300 million star coins or the crystals and raw materials for building a T4 starship?" "Old Kiao, you are right, that's what I mean, he." Feng Mo slapped his thigh and stood up and said, and then he touched his head embarrassedly, just like a young man who has not experienced much of the world. Okay, then I will report Earl Feng Mo's intention back to the head of the family, and I will take my leave first." Old Kiao didn't want to stay any longer. The boy in front of him was too shameless. Even if he talked his mouth off, he might not be able to talk about anything substantial. "Okay, then old Kiao, take care, go back and tell the head of the Bei family, when you have collected enough money or raw materials, please contact me at any time." After hearing this, old Kiao's mouth twitched slightly, and his pace of leaving could not help but speed up a little. After Mr. Kiao left, Chu Yunjian immediately chuckled. Feng Mo was really interesting. On the other hand, Feng Mo frowned slightly at this time, wondering what he was thinking about. Seeing this, Chu Yunjian suddenly remembered something and said, "Feng Mo, if you really want dark matter raw materials and dark energy crystals, I have a good way here. It depends on whether you dare to go." After hearing this, Feng Mo asked curiously, "What method, Miss Chu? Just tell me. Do you know black holes, white holes and wormholes?" Chu Yunjian asked. "No, a little bit. Black holes are a state of massive stars after aging, only in and not out. White holes only out and not in, and wormholes connect two universes or galaxies." Feng Mo answered. Chu Yunjian nodded and continued to ask, "If I tell you that some wormholes can connect black holes and white holes at the same time, would you believe it?" Moreover, the characteristics of black holes are that they can only go in but not out, and the characteristics of white holes are that they can only go out but not in. Have you figured it out? Chu Yunjian repeated what Feng Mo said, which made him a little confused for a while, but Feng Mo reacted a lot and said with a little surprise, "I understand. The super strong gravity of the black hole absorbs asteroids, dark matter, etc., and forms new matter through the compression of gravity and wormholes, and then discharges it through the white hole, so there will be compressed dark matter raw materials and dark energy crystals around the white hole, right? You are right. This lady happens to know the location of a white hole is not a big secret. Any family with a duke in their family knows that a lot of the substances discharged from the white hole every year are collected by the military and the noble families. If you want to go, the Chu family and the Yu family can give you a quota, but the federal jurisdiction around the white hole is very strict. Each quota can only be collected for 3 days, and one quota can only drive a carrier starship into the designated area around the white hole. It is not allowed to attack other starships. Of course, there will be dangers, because the white hole only has the characteristics of exit but not entry, and no one knows what will be ejected. The magic of the universe is that even the Star-Sea Human Federation cannot know everything completely. Chapter 70, Modifying the Interstellar Carrier. I'm going, Feng Mo said categorically. Since Chu Yunjian has already said it, the quota must have been secured. If Feng Mo doesn't go, it would be a bit ungrateful. Besides, this time he ventures into the area around the White Cave, he might be an opportunity. He is too short of upper-level resources. You must know that the dukes of all major empires are members of the Imperial Parliament, and the speakers of each major empire are members of the Star-Sea Human Federation. It is difficult for Feng Mo to get in touch with these people, and it is difficult to provide him with some internal resources, so when the opportunity comes, the danger cannot be considered now. Okay. The next batch will be admitted in 9 days. I will send you the specific gathering time and location later. I hope you can find the treasure you want. Feng Mo nodded after hearing this and said, whether you can find treasure depends on your fate. I hope I can collect more dark matter raw materials and dark energy crystals. You will get your wish, Chu Yunjian said seriously. I hope so. I'll take my leave now. I need to take advantage of these 9 days to transform a perfect T3 interstellar carrier. After saying that, Feng Mo exited the Star Network space, and then immediately came to the technical department and found Alyssa's office. Because he was anxious, he pushed the door open without knocking. Then I saw Alyssa puffing out her little mouth. Her left hand kept tapping the virtual keyboard, and her right hand kept putting snacks into her mouth. After not seeing each other for just half a year, Alyssa seems to have grown up, and now he has revealed his sharp horns, but his height has not grown, and his face has become rounder. Seeing Feng Mo come in without knocking, Alyssa was stunned for a moment, then whimpered, and quickly put all the snacks into the desk drawer, then swallowed the food in her mouth with difficulty, and picked it out of the chair. He ran to Feng Mo and said, Commander, Alyssa is not lazy, she is just a little hungry. She secretly eats some snacks. A pair of big eyes looked at Feng Mo softly and cutely. The boy's heart lit up when he looked at him. He patted Alyssa's little head and Feng Mo said, I want to transform a T3 reindeer-class interstellar carrier, add a few robotic arms like arms and fingers to the hull, about 30 meters long, and increase engine kinetic energy. I have dark energy crystals here. I want to integrate it into the engine. Then Feng Mo poured out all the plans he had already thought about, including design and modifications. Alyssa was also a master and could quickly understand what Feng Mo meant. The two of them discussed it together from the afternoon until midnight. The discussion didn't stop until Al came over. The last fresh design draft was released. Feng Mo passed it to Alyssa and asked, Construction will start tomorrow morning. There are only 7 days. No matter how many people you use, I will see the finished product when the time is up. If it is done well, the salary will be increased. If it is not done well, the snacks will be confiscated. At this time, Feng Mo was like an unscrupulous boss who was bullying child labor. Alyssa was forced by Feng Mo's power and could only nod and agree. At night, the sky is like a wide Milky Way, with stars hanging high in the sky, twinkling and shining. Feng Mo did not rush back to discuss the bed mat with Al, but held her hand, and the two of them strolled under the stars and walked back step by step. The Elf Queen has paid tribute to a batch of life fruits. There are 30 of them. You are waiting for you to decide how to share them with everyone, especially Alyssa. She has long wanted to taste what the life fruits taste like, Al said while holding Feng Mo's big hand. Leave 3 for me, and then Alyssa, Huakin, Sister Zalkolasi, Sister Mello, and Celia will each have 3. Store the remaining 9 to reward meritorious crew members in the future. Feng Mo patted Al's soft little hand. I understand. After taking 3 pills, your physical fitness should be able to break through to a quasi-level 3 gene warrior. Do I need to prepare level 3 gene medicine for you in advance? Just prepare 7 of them. I won't have to. The last time Feng Mo wanted to break through the 2nd level genetic warrior, the SYNOPSIS system came with a task, and I believe it will not be an exception this time. After the 2 returned to the room, Al first took a tray from Zhao. There were 3 green fruits on it, about the size of a baby's fist. Al carried the tray to Feng Mo, picked up the fruits with his hands and fed them to Feng Mo's mouth. Look, this is treated like an emperor, with everyone taking care of his food, clothing, housing and transportation. This lord is too happy to be a lord. Thinking about the life he lived before, it is really different. Feng Mo ate the fruit of life under Al's service. He didn't feel much at all. He just felt a warm current flowing down the esophagus into his stomach, and then spread towards the 5 internal organs. It felt very comfortable. Feng Mo couldn't help but snorted. After more than 10 minutes, after the warm current ended, Feng Mo tried to make a fist and found that the strength was about 1.5 times of usual. At this time, there was a strange movement in the SYNOPSIS system. A light blue SYNOPSIS panel appeared in Feng Mo's eyes, and indeed 2 temporary tasks were added to it. Temporary Mission 1. Go to the white hole area to collect enough dark matter raw materials and dark energy crystals to build a T4 starship. Reward: Level 3 Perfect Gene Potion. Temporary Task 2. Make a perfect 3rd level genetic potion, and achieve a perfect breakthrough to a 3rd level genetic warrior. Reward: T4 Hurricane-class star battleship. Feng Mo suddenly sat up straight when he saw the mission reward. T4 Hurricane-class star battleship? This is the rhythm for me to change the flagship. At this time, he only has one thought in his mind, which is to get it. But to get it, you need to complete the temporary task 1. The formula of the 2nd level perfect gene potion needs 3,000 points to exchange in the mall, not to mention the 3rd level. Feng Mo closed the mall after taking a look. It takes 10,000 points. With these points, he can exchange the design drawings of 4 T4 starships. Fortunately, the reward of the SYNOPSIS system task was given. Otherwise Feng Mo would rather not make a perfect breakthrough than waste this point. Feng Mo is really looking forward to going to the white hole this time. The SYNOPSIS system has tasks, so I guess going to the white hole here can find some good things. As Feng Mo thought about it, he smelled a faint fragrance. This is Al coming out of the bathroom. Looking at the beautiful body in front of him, Feng Mo's lower abdomen is hot. Looking at the slender tail behind the body, he thought about Al using the tail to wrap it. You can imagine it yourself. After a night of lovemaking, the 2 fell asleep slowly in each other's arms on the big bed after experiencing the harmony of water and milk. The next morning, Feng Mo, with the help of Al, put on his combat uniform and went to the technical department to find Elisa. He was still a little worried, so he lived in the dock like Elisa these days. In the next 8 days, Feng Mo and Elisa lived and ate in the interstellar dock. With the assistance of dozens of starship engineers, the 2 of them modified a T3 reindeer-class interstellar carrier into the appearance Feng Mo wanted. The whole thing looks like a giant spider crawling on the ground, with 8 retractable mechanical claws and 12 traction beams, which is enough to deal with various emergencies. It can grab all kinds of raw materials that you like. Chapter 71 Heading to the White Hole. 8 days later, Feng Mo was a little proud when he looked at the newly released T3 reindeer in front of him. As expected, he was a starship design genius. Although the spider-like T3 reindeer in front of him was a bit ugly, it was very powerful. According to the information given by Chu Yunjian, the white hole area is not too far from the Storm Galaxy. After going to the U3 Galaxy, go to the Snow Eagle main star through the Stargate, and then go to the Huaiyao Galaxy through the Stargate again. The white hole is in the Huaiyao Galaxy, the edge of the blazing galaxy. Kin, let me know. The fleet will be ready to depart in an hour. This time to the brilliant Galaxy fleet, we only need to dispatch the Storm flagship, 4 T-3 Sword Mantis, 1 interstellar missile ship, and 8 T-2 Black Bears. Yes. Hu Qin responded and walked out of the office, while Feng Mo put on his combat uniform under Ao's waiting. An hour later, Feng Mo took Hu Qin to the main control room of the Storm at the Storm starport. Sir, Commander, the fleet route has been planned and has entered the intelligent co-frequency warp speed navigation mode. It is expected to arrive at the stargate of the U-3 Galaxy in 4 hours. The deep sea mode is activated. First level genetic warriors, please enter the hibernation cabin. Feng Mo took advantage of the fleet to enter the intelligent co-frequency warp speed sailing mode and entered the star network space. It was still the same luxurious box. This time, it was only him and Chu Yunjian. This trip to the white hole is very important. It is not only related to the Xinhuo mission, but also to collect enough dark matter raw materials and dark energy crystals to build a T4 starship. So Feng Mo cannot let go of any detail. Over the next 3 hours or so, Feng Mo and Chu Yunjian discuss the details about the white hole, striving to maximize the exploration plan. By the time Feng Mo exited the star network space, the fleet had already arrived at the stargate of the U-3 Galaxy. After waiting for nearly half an hour, the fleet successfully entered the stargate after paying the fee. When it came out again, the fleet came to the stargate of the Snow Eagle Galaxy. After arriving here, Feng Mo used his status as Count to jump in and paid the fee to enter the stargate again. The Glory Empire is located in the central region of the Starsea Human Federation. It is the second largest empire in the entire Federation. It has 6 large galaxies under its command. Each galaxy is comparable in size to the Yunshan Galaxy and is more than 10 times the size of the Storm Galaxy. There are many life planets here, countless resource planets, and even nearly 100 T4 level resource planets. If the Storm Galaxy is a countryside, this is the city center. Feng Mo was like a country bumpkin entering the city at this time. He looked at the grand T5 stargate in front of him with a look of longing in his eyes. It would be great if one day the Storm Galaxy could have such a stargate, and then all parts of the Federation would be unimpeded. Just when Feng Mo was looking forward to it, Huakain Hua on the side reported, "Sir Commander, the eldest lady of the Chu family invites you to have a video chat." Connected, Feng Mo said seriously after hearing this. After the video was connected, Chu Yunjian, who was dressed in combat uniform, was sitting on the captain's chair. The tight clothes outlined his perfect curves, which made Huaqian behind Feng Mo a little jealous. After looking at his little buns, Huaqian, the third time I felt inferior. The first time was to face Al, the second time was to face the Elf Queen, and the third time was to face Chu Yunjian. Feng Mo, I am leading a Chu family fleet to escort you. We share the radar system and the intelligent co-frequency warp speed navigation mode. Let's go to the white hole together. Feng Mo didn't expect that Miss Chu could escort him, and he felt warm in his heart. Sure enough, when you have a certain strength, all you see are good people. Of course, the Bei family can't be called human beings. Okay, Feng Mo responded. And then the two fleets merged and headed to the white hole area. In the southwest edge of the brilliant galaxy, there is a large area surrounded by the federal military and the brilliant empire's military headquarters, because there is a white hole entrance here, which is a huge profit. The total revenue from this white hole belongs to the brilliant empire. The Federation only takes 20%. From here we can see the strength of the Huayao Empire. The fleet has entered the military jurisdiction area. Please report the starship information and crew information. A burst of electronic sound sounded in the main control room of the Storm. The Bidon area is under military jurisdiction, and inspections are much stricter. However, after everyone reported the information, the electronic voice did not sound and was replaced by a human voice. The information has been confirmed. Miss, welcome to the White Cave area. Please ask the fleet under the command of the Ms. to dock at Starport number 1. The route has been marked, please follow the route. The words were very polite, and Chu Yunjian just smiled slightly. This is the heritage of the Chu family, and the word Chu is the unimpeded badge throughout the Huaiyao Empire. The fleet followed the route and slowly anchored at Starport Number 1. Feng Mo looked around. There were a large number of starships parked here, the lowest being T4 level. He even saw a T5 aircraft carrier starship. That is one of the flagships of the Huaiyao fleet, the T5 Huaiyao class interstellar aircraft carrier, with a length of 8 kilometers, a width of 1.4 kilometers, and a height of 1.1 kilometers. It is a veritable big guy. The captain of this starship is my uncle. He has time to guide him. You go and have some fun. Chu Yunjian said it lightly, but Feng Mo secretly said that this is the real eldest lady. She has experienced extraordinary things since she was a child and has great connections. It is Feng Mo's honor to have such friendship. Of course, it is not impossible to get closer, but it still needs development time. Everyone walked out of the beam and came to the ground of the starport, and saw a group of soldiers waiting. The leader was a young man with the rank of Major General. When Chu Yunjian saw the person, he quickly stepped forward and said without courtesy, "Uncle, why are you here?" Feng Mo was secretly surprised. Major General, captain of the T5 interstellar aircraft carrier, son-in-law of the glorious Chu family, multiple identities in one. The man in front of him should not be underestimated, and should even be respected. "If I didn't come, how could I see your lover? This must be Earl Feng Mo. Hello, I am Xiangrong, the second uncle of Yunjian." Feng Mo could clearly feel the kindness of Xiangrong, and coupled with what he just said to Chu Yunjian, it seemed that he had no obstacles in the Chu family. "Hello, second uncle." Feng Mo didn't say much, nor did he try to get close to him. He just shook hands with Xiangrong and said hello. As the saying goes, old people are cunning. Xiangrong is nearly 200 years old, and he can be called cunning. In front of such an elder, when you meet for the first time, you don't need to be sneaky to get close to him. The biggest advantage is that you just need to behave properly. Don't talk about first impressions. People of this age don't judge people by first impressions, especially those who are in such a high position. And can being the son-in-law of the Chu family be a character who is high and mighty and clings to the powerful? Impossible. The Chu family will definitely send a large number of people to monitor you in all directions and check your ancestors for many generations. If there is anything wrong, you can't become the son-in-law of the Chu family. These are what she said unintentionally when chatting with Chu Yunjian. Although people's character will change, doing this will ensure that this person's character is good before entering the Chu family. Yunjian told me about the exploration of the outer periphery of the white hole. I fought for your place. Let's go. I have arranged a place for you and Yunjian to rest. Have a good rest. You will be very busy in the next 3 days. Strive for great gains. Chapter 72. The exploration begins. Xiangrong took Feng Mo and Chu Yunjian to a villa and said to them again, "Don't be dissatisfied with the bad environment. This villa has the best environment here. I won't disturb you too. Have a good rest." After Xiangrong finished speaking, he left. Feng Mo looked at Chu Yunjian aside and noticed a strange blush on her face. He couldn't help but joked, "Let's go, Miss Chu. I will be my lover tonight." After hearing this, Chu Yunjian gave Feng Mo a big roll of his eyes, and walked into the villa with a soft hum. As expected, the beauty's arrogant look was also very cute. The two walked into the villa together and spent the night without talking. Of course, nothing happened because Feng Mo had to explore the White Cave the next day and needed a good rest tonight. The next morning, Feng Mo arrived at Starport Number 1 early and took Hu Qin, who had been waiting for a long time, into the modified T3 reindeer through the optical tweezers beamed. In the main control room. "Earl, Feng Mo, please follow the route instructions and arrive at the designated location. The exploration of the White Cave will officially begin in an hour." For a while, electronic business was heard in the main control room. Feng Mo ordered the crew to drive the T3 reindeer to the designated location according to the route. This place was already very close to the intergalactic space of the Glory Galaxy. At this time, the Starship radar can accurately scan the video image of the white hole. The white hole is not large, with a diameter of about 3 kilometers, and even a slightly larger starship cannot enter. Generally, white holes, Black holes and wormholes are divided into 5 levels according to their size, namely micro, small, medium, large, and ultra-large. This level classification also applies to galaxies. Those below 1000 meters are uniformly micro, those between 1000 and 10,000 meters are small, those below 100,000 meters are medium, and those below 1 million meters are large. 1 million meters or more is considered super large, and some super large black holes are even larger than galaxies, which is very astonishing. This white hole is only 3 kilometers long and can only be regarded as a small white hole. According to the information provided by Chu Yunjian, the best thing this white hole produces, besides dark matter and dark energy, is seeds. This is a special kind of star seed hidden in asteroids, and the ancient tree of life of the elves is one of them. This special star seed has many effects. The planted fruit can enhance human genes, or give humans some kind of superpower, or it can turn into a plant life to help humans fight against enemies, etc. Feng Mo came to the white hole to explore, mainly using dark matter raw materials and dark energy crystals. As for the special star seeds, it depends on fate. After the starship arrived at the designated location, a large number of red light spots suddenly appeared on the radar video image, and when enlarged, they showed star carrier ships one after another. Obviously, these are exploratory fleets sent by major imperial families. This upper-level resource is full of barriers to ordinary people and even ordinary nobles. At least Feng Mo didn't know about it before Chu Yunjian said about the White Cave exploration. All fleets are requested to enter the surroundings of the white hole in an orderly manner to explore. A warm reminder, please do not try to approach the white hole, otherwise you will be responsible for any accidents. Feng Mo, please follow the route and explore around the white cave in an orderly manner. The electronic sound sounded again, and Feng Mo's radar image automatically generated an exploration route. The starship enters full speed mode, follows the route, and enters the white hole range. Feng Mo gave an order, and the T3 reindeer changed into full speed mode. Feng Mo put a lot of effort into this modified starship. Not only was it equipped with a mechanical arm, it was also integrated with a dark energy crystal, which greatly released the engine power. Full speed forward mode up to 80 knots star speed. This is already a very high speed for an interstellar carrier. After the T3 reindeer entered the vicinity of the white hole, Feng Mo clearly felt as if he had entered the asteroid belt of the Storm Galaxy. The magnetic field fluctuated greatly and the radar was almost unusable. Fortunately, he had been prepared. With experience in the asteroid belt, starry sky rangefinders and starry sky telescopes are indispensable, and interstellar exploration can be carried out even without radar. After entering the vicinity of the white hole, all the starships spread out to conduct interstellar exploration. They were surrounded by a dark meteorite belt, with occasional miniature asteroids emitting various lights and meteorites emitting dim light. Feng Mo's target is these meteorites that exude a faint light. These are raw materials formed by compressing dark matter and are the best materials for building T5 starships. The starship enters cruise mode. All luminous raw materials do not need to be looked at the material. Manipulate the mechanical arm and collect them all. They will be of great use in the future. Unlike other starships, Feng Mo's collection style is extremely rough. As long as it is a luminous raw material or crystal, it is useful, but the size and value of the use are different. Other starships may focus more on searching for dark matter raw materials and dark energy crystals, as well as some special star seeds. Feng is no different. He wants everything and lacks everything. This is the lack of foundation that led to Feng Mo's bandit character. If he doesn't pick up money when he goes out, he will lose money. This kind of character has advantages and disadvantages, but at this time Feng Mo thinks it is a good character. While Feng Mo was conducting a long interstellar exploration, 12 strange starships arrived from distant galaxies. Their hulls were pitch black and filled with a violent atmosphere, and monster-like creatures were engraved on the hulls. There is a huge head hanging on the capital of each starship. Some are shaped like a bull's head, and some are shaped like a tiger's head. This fleet was discovered by the patrolling Storm Fleet as soon as it entered the Storm Galaxy. Warning, Please declare the origin and identity of the crew members of the unknown fleet within 10 minutes, otherwise it will be regarded as an invasion of the private system and will be destroyed. Warning: unknown fleet, please report your origin and crew identity within 10 minutes, otherwise warning. Unknown fleet, please. The storm fleet first stopped it, and then warned it 3 times in a row. The other party did not make any move to resist and cooperated very well. However, when Al received the other party's message, his brows slightly frowned, and a trace of hatred appeared in his eyes. Demon Galaxy. Celia, you are responsible for video communication with this Demon Galaxy fleet. My identity is temporarily not suitable for appearance. As the leader of the rebels who once rose up in the Demon Galaxy, Al's image will surely spread throughout the Demon Galaxy. When in the Federation territory, Al never took off the helmet of his combat uniform, let alone now. In order not to cause unnecessary trouble, Celia can only make video communication on his behalf. The video was quickly connected, and the person on the other side was a minotaur with 2 high sharp horns on his head, a black combat uniform but no shoes, instead a pair of huge bull hooves. When the minotaur saw Celia, a flash of surprise flashed in his eyes. He didn't expect that the person on the other side of the video was actually a wolf girl. Yes, Celia is a combination of werewolf and human, with half werewolf blood, and the whole person is full of wild beauty. I am Celia, the captain of the Storm Fleet. Please tell me your origin. I am a minotaur from the Demon Galaxy, Celia asked routinely. Dear Captain, I am Holler, the commander of the Demon Squad. I am a minotaur. I came here to ask the Storm Lord if he needs a large number of slaves on the order of the Demon Lord. You know that because the Demon Galaxy has been expanding outward, we have too many slaves and can't digest them all. And recently, for some unknown reason, the number of slave companies in the Snow Eagle Empire has decreased a lot. So, the Demon Lord specially asked his subordinates to come to inquire. The slaves in our Demon Galaxy are very high quality and complete in race. You can't lose money or be fooled if you buy them. You will make money if you buy them. L, who was in the corner behind Celia, chuckled after hearing this. This minotaur was quite interesting. At the same time, he thought that it was probably because of the Bay family. Before, the Bay family had always been a supplier to some small slave companies. Now, since the Bay family was robbed by the Storm Fleet, they dared not do this business anymore. Naturally, no one would take over the vacant share. In addition, the Star Sea Human Federation is not only in contact with the Demon Galaxy. There are many sources of slaves, and the market is highly saturated. Slave traders have squeezed a large number of slaves in their hands, and they will not take the initiative to purchase. At present, there is no shortage of ordinary slaves in the entire Federation. What is lacking is rare species, such as elves, dwarves, succubi, etc. There is also a lack of rare talents, such as starship engineers, repairmen, builders, captains, commanders, etc. Mr. Haller, I can't make the decision on this matter. I need to ask for instructions. We will escort your fleet to the Storm Main Star. I can reply after asking the Lord for instructions. Okay, Celia said after hearing this. Respected Captain, Haller is willing to go with you to Storm Star. I believe this trip will be very fruitful. We can definitely become good partners. This minotaur has not forgotten to promote their slaves in the Demon Galaxy. This makes Al a little confused. Has the Demon Galaxy developed to this extent now? Could it be that they have conquered a large galaxy in just 4 or 5 years? But Feng Mo is not here now, and it will take 4 days to return. We need to hold this minotaur first, and then discuss it after Feng Mo comes back. The population of the Storm Galaxy is indeed a little less now. It is not impossible to make a temporary trade with the Demon Galaxy. What's more, Al already has an idea in his mind, that is, he can obtain a large number of slaves without spending a single star coin. Isn't this better? Just when Al was thinking of a bad idea, Feng Mo at this time it was like a diligent foreman leading a group of miners to explore around the white hole. As long as it was luminous raw materials, they would not escape the grasping of the mechanical arm. 1 day had passed, and not even 1/10 of the 100 warehouses in the carrier were filled. The speed was really slow. The main reason was that the starship was currently at the edge of the white hole. The raw materials here were not large, and the quality of the collection was a bit worse. Looking at the results of the day, Feng Mo was not satisfied, so he ordered, "Huangqin, notify all crew members to prepare nutrient solution. We will work all night and not sleep for 3 days. Drive the starship to the inner perimeter of the white hole and focus on collecting large raw materials or luminous asteroids." Yes. P.S. Asteroids are not all large, and the smallest one is only 3 meters in diameter. Chapter 73 Starseed. The starship that stayed outside the white hole for a day set sail again, heading towards the inner perimeter. Along the way, we met many starships that were collecting dark matter and dark energy. These carrier ships were all modified and equipped with professional collection equipment. Some used the same robotic arms as Feng Mo, and some used more advanced tractor beams. In particular, a T4 carrier ship uses the most advanced optical tweezer beam, which emits an optical tweezer beam at the base of the starship. Whenever a luminous meteorite or asteroid is encountered, it will be automatically transmitted to the starship cabin through the beam. Feng Mo looked at it with envy. This extremely efficient approach also attracted the attention of many starships. Looking at the badge of the T4 carrier ship, it turned out to be that of the Chu family. No wonder they were so well prepared. It's a pity that Feng Mo hasn't mastered this technology yet. Otherwise he would have to equip the T3 reindeer. The inner perimeter of the white hole is not large. After nearly 100 starships searched for it, 2.5 days have passed, and there is almost nothing of value. Now there are less than 6 hours left before departure. Most starships chose to sail slowly to the periphery, collecting useful raw materials along the way, but Feng Mo did not. He ordered the starships to park in place. The raw materials collected now are still a long way from building a T4 Hurricane-class star battleship. But he didn't give up yet, because in the remaining 6 hours, the white hole might erupt once, and Feng Mo's bet was that the white hole would erupt again. Time passed bit by bit. Huaqin, who was standing next to Feng Mo, wanted to speak many times but held back. Her past experiences taught her that the commander's orders were all correct. Another 3 hours passed, and Huaqin finally couldn't bear it anymore and said, "Commander, why don't we return?" "Huaqin, turn on the star shield to its maximum power, and get the crew ready to collect it. The white hole is about to erupt again." Feng Mo stood up and shouted excitedly. After hearing this, Huaqin looked at the holographic image on the main console and saw that the white hole with a diameter of 3 kilometers was constantly shrinking and expanding, and a large amount of interstellar matter was continuously pouring out from the center. "Yes." Feng Mo ordered everyone to start immediately. The starship set sail directly and arrived at a position less than 5 kilometers away from the white hole. This position can be said to be very dangerous. If you are not careful, you will be hit by the micro-asteroids ejected by the white hole, causing great damage to the starship. Fortunately, Feng Mo had already prepared to turn on the star shield to its maximum power and withstood a lot of impact on the carrier ship. If the interstellar material ejected by the white hole is compared to a long storm river, the T3 reindeer at this time is like a small boat, blown to pieces. However, the 8 telescopic robotic arms also took this opportunity to collect many large pieces of dark matter raw materials and dark energy crystals into the cabin. However, a large amount of interstellar material sprayed on the star shield, causing the star shield's energy to continue to decrease. Warning: the star shield energy remaining is 90%. 85%. 80%. Commander, please return. We have harvested enough now. It is enough to return to the periphery to pick up some small interstellar materials. It is too dangerous now. Huaqin shouted loudly, and as the energy of the star shield dropped, his whole body fell into great uneasiness. Feng Mo's eyes were red at this moment, and he was constantly manipulating a telescopic mechanical arm to grab various interstellar materials in the storm. At the same time, he was paying attention to the energy of the star shield, waiting for only 20% of the energy of the star shield to remain. Faced with Huaqin's dissuasion, Feng Mo remained unmoved and shouted loudly, "Order, Everyone lock the fixed belts tightly and welcome the last wave of interstellar material storm. Warning, star shield energy remaining is 10%. 5%. Warning, the star shield energy is exhausted. In an instant, a large amount of interstellar matter sprayed on the T-3 Reindeer's hull, shaking the starship left and right due to the impact. Fortunately, Feng Mo and other crew members locked the fixing belt in advance so that it was not thrown away by the impact. As time went by, the impact gradually disappeared, and Feng Mo couldn't help but laugh and said, "Haha, no matter what, you have to gamble. Life is a big gamble. How can you win if you don't gamble?" This time the white hole continued to erupt for nearly an hour. As the eruption ended, the starship was surrounded by various interstellar materials. What a bumper harvest! All this was calculated by Feng Mo. It was recorded in the information provided by Chu Yunjian that the eruption time of each white hole was between half an hour and an hour and a half. Feng Mo initially tested it and determined that the star shield could withstand at least an hour, so he did not return immediately, but chose to go upstream. Now the results are very obvious. This is a huge harvest. I have gained a lot in the storm just now. Not only did I get enough materials to build a T-4 Hurricane-class star battleship, I also got a luminous asteroid. Visual inspection should have one inside. Starseeds. Now there is only 1.5 hours left, and 1 hour is left for return, which means there is only half an hour left for collection. If Feng Mo hadn't ordered them to collect interstellar materials in the storm just now, they might not have enough time. There is still 1 hour left before the end time. Please return all starships immediately. Please return all starships immediately. Please return all starships immediately. A burst of electronic sound sounded, and Feng Mo was surprised. The magnetic field around the white hole fluctuated very much, and the outside world could still communicate through technological means. As the top 3 empires in the Federation, the Huaiyao Empire had a very high technological level. This technology makes Feng Mo very coveted. He must get it if he has the opportunity in the future. He also needs to get the optical tweezers collection technology together. Qin, get ready to return. I'll go to the cabin first. After Feng Mo finished speaking, he took 2 male crew members and a robot holding a lead box and walked to the cabin number 6. After intelligent identification, they opened the cabin door and the 3 of them walked into the cabin. Most of them are emitting light of various colors, which are not too bright, but rather dim. These interstellar substances are all carrying radiation, but Feng Mo and the other 3 are wearing combat uniforms and are not afraid. Feng Mo and the 3 crew members searched for a long time and finally found the glowing asteroid they had just retrieved. It was a miniature asteroid 10 meters in diameter, with a faint cyan light emitting from its surface. Looking at the behemoth in front of him, Feng Mo couldn't wait. The value of this kind of starseed was very high. In the auction held in the Star Network space, the average price of a starseed was more than 10 million star coins. Feng Mo directed 2 crew members to hold laser cutting machines and cut the asteroid into 5 pieces, leaving a cube about half a meter long and wide in the middle. After taking out the cube, use a laser cutting machine to polish off the shell bit by bit, similar to cutting out the original jadeite, and polish it bit by bit to cut out the meat. This is a cyan ball about 10 centimeters in diameter. Its material is something Feng Mo has never seen before. Its surface emits a strong cyan light. This is a starseed. If you want to activate it and know its efficacy, you need professional equipment. Feng Mo doesn't have it yet, and he will need Chu Yunjian's help when he gets out. Feng Mo put the starseeds into a lead box. The lead can effectively isolate the radiation emitted by the starseeds and play a preservation role. After handling the starseeds, Feng Mo returned to the main control room alone. At this time, the starship had traveled out of the white hole range and the radar had fully recovered. After seeing Feng Mo return, Qin was the first to report, "Sir Commander, the energy of the T-3 Reindeer star shield is exhausted, and the starship's external armor has lost 13%. In addition, Miss Chu and Commander Al have just had video communication. Please give instructions." Feng Mo sat back on the captain's chair, first checked the starship damage data and then said, "Connect the video communication between Chu and Yun." "Yes." The video was quickly connected. Looking at Miss Chu opposite, Feng Mo said first, Yunjian, I got a star seed. It has been cut out. I would like your help to test the effectiveness of the seed. Chu, Yunjian, who was on the opposite side of the video, said directly without any nonsense after hearing this. In this way, the fleet is temporarily anchored at the starport. My second uncle has special testing equipment there. You can take the star seeds and come with me to see my second uncle. Okay, we still have half an hour's flight to reach the starport. See you in half an hour. After Feng Mo finished speaking, he hung up the video, then dialed Al's video communication, and after getting through, he heard an interesting news. Are you saying that Demon Galaxy is going to engage in slave trade with Feng Mo Galaxy? After connecting to the video, Feng Mo was still a little unbelievable after Al recounted what happened in Demon Galaxy, but he soon figured it out. It was he who had always regarded the Demon Galaxy as his enemy because of Al. But the Demon Lord didn't know that he suddenly had a top enemy. Feng Mo took all this for granted subconsciously. After understanding, Feng Mo continued, since they are so sincere, not doing this business is like we look down on them. Al replied to them, the business will be accepted, but I want 1 billion people in the first batch. Remember, it must be mainly humans and humanoids. No matter how much money they ask for, bargain it all and cut it off by 30%. If you agree, give them 1 year to prepare and make the transaction on time. Today 1 year later, let Celia talk about this matter and have a tougher attitude. After Feng Mo finished speaking, he hung up the video. 1 year is enough. Feng Mo has not forgotten his promise to Ao. When there is a T4 fleet, he will definitely raise troops and declare war on the Demon Galaxy. This billion population should be regarded as the interest of Ao's displacement for so many years. He will take advantage of nearly a year to solve the problem of the Bay family and build the Hurricane. Only then will he have the confidence to fall out with the Demon Galaxy. In fact, Feng Mo's thoughts were much more than that. The Demon Galaxy was a top-notch medium-sized galaxy, more than 8 times that of a small galaxy like the Storm Galaxy, and the resources it contained were not much worse than the large galaxy Yunshan Galaxy. This is a galaxy suitable for the establishment of a kingdom. If it can be captured and used as the main galaxy, and a quasi-T5 starship will be built by then, Feng Mo can apply to the Federation to establish a kingdom. Conquering the Sea of Stars, conquering the Sea of Stars, and ruling the Sea of Stars, these are the ultimate romance for men. Although it is still a long way to go, these can become a long-term goal for Feng Mo. Without goals, there will be no motivation to move forward. Chapter 74 Testing. T3 reindeer parked slowly at Starport Number 1. Feng Mo walked out of the beam holding the lead box and saw Chu Yunjian, who had been waiting for a long time, standing there handsomely. Seeing this, Feng Mo smiled slightly and walked forward and said, it's Feng Mo's fault to trouble Miss Chu to wait here. When the work is finished, we will set a table for Ms. Chu to have a feast. Feng Mo's teasing earned Chu Yunjian a big eye roll, and he said with some disgust, TCH, you stingy guy, you have the nerve to treat me to a meal after doing you such a big favor. After hearing this, Feng Mo could only smile helplessly, shrugged and said seriously, Yunjian, Feng Mo Galaxy is poor. As a lord, I don't even have 1 million star coins in my account, and I can't even afford to eat. After hearing this, Chu Yunjian quickly waved his hand to interrupt Feng Mo's crying, and then said, Stop, 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 I don't need you to treat me to dinner, okay? You're a stingy brat who only knows how to cry when you're poor. Come on, let's go find my second uncle. Feng Mo was right. He really didn't have 1 million star coins in his account at this time, because the money was all in the public account of Storm Prime, which now contained at least 20 million star coins. But for the construction of a galaxy, it is still a drop in the bucket. Even star coins can't do it. What's more, we have to continue to build T4 starships, and the money is like water. In the past, Feng Mo spent money in terms of Yunshan coins. Nowadays, he spends money not only in terms of star coins, but also often fails to make ends meet. The dividends from Feng Yun Starship Trading Company cannot be touched, and these must be used to build the galaxy. Otherwise, there are so many treasures in the auctions in the Star Network space. Even though the major auction houses in the Star Network space often send him invitations, Feng Mo is unmoved and has never been there once. He is really short of money. The two of them were walking and chatting. Chu Yunjian was teased by Feng Mo and would laugh like silver bells from time to time, which was very nice. After walking out of the starport, take a speed car to the base where the military headquarters is stationed here. This is a small floating road with an area of only 100,000 square kilometers. It is considered larger among small floating roads. This kind of floating road in the starry sky is different from the living planet. The floating road is prone to disasters and the environment is extremely harsh. It needs to be transformed to enable humans to live safely. This small floating road has been renovated quite well by the military. A huge energy shield covers the entire floating road, and the interior simulates the changes of the four seasons, with the singing of birds and the fragrance of flowers. It's hard to imagine that a military base would have such beautiful scenery, as if it were an interstellar tourist attraction. The flying car they were riding in was intercepted by an interstellar mecha just as it flew into the floating road. Please, show your identification and explain your purpose of coming, otherwise it will be regarded as a forced entry into the military base. After hearing this, Chu Yunjian and Feng Mo raised their hands and took out a badge at the same time. The badge Chu Yunjian took out had a bright galaxy on it, shining brightly, and a big Chinese character in the middle. The badge that Feng Mo took out was engraved with mountains and rivers. A mountain peak penetrated the clouds, and in the middle was a big word wind. The identity scan was successful. Welcome the eldest lady of the Chu family, and welcome Earl Feng Mo. After the mecha team left, under the command of Chu Yunjian, the speed car successfully arrived in front of a base fortress. The two took out the badges again. After the bunker was automatically scanned, the door slowly opened, and two men in combat uniforms walked out. Soldier. The soldier saluted the two men and then said, Major General Xiang Rong knows that the two of them are coming today and has ordered them to wait here. Now I will take the two distinguished guests to the bunker. After saying that, he took Chu Yunjian and Feng Mo into the bunker. This was a military base, full of scientific researchers wearing combat uniforms. Looking at their busy figures, Feng Mo felt indescribable envy in his heart. Feng Mo Galaxy also has a similar scientific research base, but the scientific research talents there are not even as many as the scientific research talents in this bunker. Feng Mo, who lacks a large number of talents, once again felt envious in his heart. Territory development is not something that can be achieved in one fell swoop, but is a matter of continuous development and accumulation of knowledge. Feng Mo naturally understands this truth, but it does not prevent him from envying the advanced technologies possessed by others. The two people were led by the soldiers to a floating ladder. The three of them walked up the floating ladder to the -13th floor, and then walked through a corridor full of technology to the innermost scientific research room. At this time, Chu Yunjian's second uncle Xiang Rong was standing at the door of the scientific research room waiting for them. When he saw the two of them, he was the first to say, "Girl, you brought your lover to see me again." Chu Yunjian's face turned red after hearing this, and he murmured a bit, "Second uncle, the reason why Feng Mo came this time is because he discovered a star seed and wanted to compare it to see what kind it is and what specific functions it has." After hearing this, Xiang Rong glanced at Feng Mo in surprise, thinking that this kid was very lucky. There were nearly 100 starships in every white hole exploration, and it took an average of 10 explorations to find a star seed. Unexpectedly, this kid was the first to find a star seed. I encountered it as soon as I arrived. Feng Mo just smiled at Xiang Rong's eyes and continued to pretend to be an honest person. "Come in together. It just so happens that a master tester came today. Let him test whether the star seed is safe." After hearing this, Chu Yunjian happily pushed Feng Mo into the scientific research room. As soon as the three of them entered the door, they smelled an indescribable smell. The entire scientific research room was about 700 or 800 square meters and was full of scientific research machines. Feng Mo had many things. Don't know anyone. Not only did Feng Mo recognize him, but Chu Yunjian also had a look of confusion in his eyes. It seemed that she didn't recognize him either. At this time, next to a scientific research table in the center of the scientific research room, a silver-haired old man in a white coat was conducting experiments. Even when Feng Mo and the other three walked in, they did not stop. The three of them stood aside quietly without disturbing him, which was the greatest respect for the researchers. Half an hour later, the experiment was over. The silver-haired old man raised his head slightly, revealing his somewhat cloudy eyes. Feng Mo knew at a glance that the experiment must have failed. At this time, Xiang Rong took 2 steps forward and said in a slightly flattering tone, "Professor Wu, these two are my juniors. This time I brought an interstellar seed. I want you to test it. You are a master in this area, and you will definitely not make mistakes." After hearing this, Professor Wu's cloudy eyes instantly became clear. He first glanced at Xiang Rong, then glanced at Feng Mo and Chu Yunjian, and slowly said, "Now Xiang, don't flatter me. I can't be called a master. There are many people who are better than me in the Federation. That kid, bring me the lead box in your hand, and I'll show it to you." Feng Mo knew that he was being called, so he hurriedly stepped forward and put the lead box in his hand on the research table, then stepped back 3 steps and waited quietly. Professor Wu first lightly tapped the holographic simulation image on the experimental table, and a transparent light shield covered the entire lead box. Then 2 mechanical arms extended from the left and right sides of the experimental table through the transparent light shield to open the lead box and take out the interstellar seeds emitting green light. After seeing the interstellar seeds, Professor Wu's eyes went from clear to somewhat fanatical, and he muttered to himself, "I saw it again." Then came a series of tests. Feng Mo and Chu Yunjian couldn't understand it at all, and could only exchange glances with each other. However, the second uncle Xiang Rong watched with relish. Chapter 75 Life-Eating Ancient Tree. An hour later, Professor Wu manipulated the mechanical arm to put the interstellar seed emitting green light back into the lead box. He raised his head and looked at Feng Mo with a complicated expression and said, "Boy, I really don't know whether it is a blessing or a curse for you to get this interstellar seed. This interstellar seed is called the life-eating ancient tree. It is a fruit tree. If you plant it on any planet, it can bear fruit in half a year at the fastest, and it may not bear fruit in 100 years at the slowest. And the condition for it to bear fruit is to devour life, even the life of the planet, from small creatures to large planets. As long as it is planted, the life-eating ancient tree will automatically devour it, and it can also be fed artificially, so that the fruit will be a little faster. And the life-eating ancient tree has a very strong aggressiveness. After entering the growth stage, it will use its branches and leaves to hunt by itself. As for the effect of its fruit, there is only one point, that is, prolonging life. Each fruit can prolong the life of a creature by 100 years. Feng Mo took a breath after hearing this. He finally understood the meaning of Professor Wu's complicated look at him just now. To put it bluntly, the effect of this interstellar seed is very powerful, but it is not a treasure that Feng Mo can show to others with his current size, because it is very evil and produces fruits that can prolong life by devouring all living things. However, if the person who uses this powerful interstellar seed is an evil person, the entire universe will inevitably experience a sea of blood and corpses. Feng Mo also learned from the information sent by the Star Network's space auction that this treasure that can prolong life is still very precious. Usually, the transaction price of a treasure that prolongs life by 10 years at the auction is about tens of millions of star coins. In other words, the treasure that prolongs human life by 1 year on average is worth about 1 million star coins, and lifespan is equal to money. The fruit of the ancient tree in Feng Mo's hand will not be less than 100 million star coins at the auction house, and it is in short supply. It is conceivable that in the face of such a huge temptation of benefits, who can resist slaughtering lives to feed the ancient tree? Besides, who would not be tempted by such a huge benefit? Once the news comes out, can Feng Mo, who is so small, keep the treasure? Don't think that we have entered the interstellar age and can become genetic warriors. Humans can at least live for hundreds or even thousands of years, so treasures that prolong life should not be valuable. Wrong. Absolutely wrong. It is precisely because of the long lifespan that the nobles of the Federation cherish life more. After all, who doesn't want to live longer, or even immortality? It is said that a long lifespan is not a good thing, and it will make you see through the troubles of the world. But if you are given an identity of enjoying wealth and a chance of immortality, how many people would not be tempted? These are all questions that need to be considered, but Feng Mo just smiled and said, I am lucky to have this treasure. Feng Mo will not give it to others, but he will not let it go to market easily, at least not in the short term. I would like to thank Professor Luo for the inspection this time. In the future, if Professor Luo has any requests, Feng Mo will do his best. Feng Mo's words were full of affection and sincerity. Professor Luo also understood the meaning of it. It was nothing more than forgetting what happened today after leaving this room. He hesitated a little, thought for a moment and said firmly, Boy, how about a deal? I will show you a way, and promise that you will forget that you came to me to test the interstellar seeds after leaving this room today. The condition is that one day when you grow fruits, you will sell 3 to me, an old man, at the market price. Okay? Faced with Professor Luo's words, Feng Mo did not hesitate at all, nodded and agreed. After seeing Feng Mo agree, Professor Luo's face was full of he showed a satisfied smile, and then reminded, if you don't plan to show the life-eating ancient tree to others in the short term, then there is no danger to your life in the short term. If you want to use the ancient tree fruit to grow quickly, then you need the Chu family's help. If you become the son-in-law of the Chu family Liao Xiang, you should be able to resist 99% of the people who dare to spy on the life-eating ancient tree. But some old immortals who are about to reach the end of their lives will not care about the Chu family, so you have to be careful of these people. A Quasi-T5 starship. You only need to have a Quasi-T5 flagship to block most of the peepers, plus the help of the Chu family. You don't have to worry about safety issues in the short term. This old man just said a few words, just remember it. After Professor Luo finished speaking, he waved his hand and returned to the experimental table to start a new experiment. This is a relatively pure old man. In terms of deeds, not heart, his current starting point is indeed good for Feng Mo, and he has put forward many constructive suggestions. No one is perfect. Feng Mo must be an extremely important guest of the Chu family if he can come here with the Chu family. In addition, he has been flirting with the eldest daughter of the Chu family. Anyone with a discerning eye can see that the two have an affair, not to mention Professor Luo, an old monster who has lived for a long time. In view of this, Professor Luo told Feng Mo so much and asked Feng Mo for a promise, because he knew that with the help of the Chu family, Feng Mo would most likely be able to keep this interstellar seed. Then, Professor Luo, you are busy, we will leave first, Xiang Rong said, and then led Feng Mo and Chu Yunjian to the entrance of the base, and then patted Feng Mo on the shoulder and said easily, it's just a treasure for prolonging life. Don't worry about it, hide it for a while and take it out after a few years. By then, the Chu family will also make efforts. Don't worry, the Chu family will not give up their own family. Xiang Rong's words are to give Feng Mo a reassurance, so that he doesn't need to think so much. The Chu family will bear all the pressure from the upper level, and you just need to develop quickly. Thank you, Uncle. Yunjian and I will take our leave now. Feng Mo thanked him sincerely. Xiang Rong just waved to the two of them and turned to leave. On the way back to Starport number 1, Chu Yunjian wanted to speak many times but was worried that what he said would hurt the self-esteem of the man in front of him. However, he hesitated for a moment and said, Feng Mo, actually you can stay in the Chu family temporarily. The Huaiyao Chu family owns most of the databases in the Federation. The starship knowledge in it is enough for you to study for a long time. When you study the T4 starship blueprints, you can return to the Storm Galaxy. After hearing this, Feng Mo chuckled and said, What, you want to recruit me? Then you have to give me a betrothal gift, otherwise it's nothing to come here without any name or status. Feng Mo's words made Chu Yunjian instantly blush with embarrassment, and he spat softly. You are not serious at all. You always like to tease others. Are you going to the Chu family? Yunjian, the Chu family won't be going. As for the T4 starship you mentioned, I already have some ideas. I believe we can get results if we go back this time. Thank you, Yunjian. After Feng Mo finished speaking, he held Chu Yunjian's little hand, rubbed it for a while and then continued to tease. I won't do it, but if you want to marry me, I will accept it, but the dowry must not be small, at least a T4 fleet is needed. Okay. This sentence completely angered Chu Yunjian. He instantly pulled out the little hand held by Feng Mo, and then punched Feng Mo's shoulder twice. With the power of Chu Yunjian's third-level genetic warrior, he could punch Feng Mo even if he didn't use too much force. Don't show your teeth in the wind. A trace of reluctance flashed in Chu Yunjian's eyes, but it was quickly covered up by shame and anger. The anger in his heart rose and he punched Feng Mo twice again. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.